Runaway robot.
Yeah, we are. Woo!
Welcome to DieFall the Aspects. Apparently, Mike, I literally just did these cameras and they're already fucked up. So it's all good. Hey, we're gonna switch Darien and Miera real quick on this screen, and I might have to do that later. But they're already
I'll play Darien
up
today. It's
and
fine.
now my filter's jacked up too. Hi, welcome to DieFall. This is really terrible.
Did I goof it up? I thought my camera was.
No. It's I think it's just my side is being weird. But
okay.
By the way, nice
You're
raid,
good.
Rob.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks.
So guys, welcome to DieFall, the Aspects campaign. This is the Dungeons and Dragons show that we run on this channel with bonus stage Rob, Professor Saccharum, and Rel Plays. Currently, they have just defeated what would be the big bad for this area, Valrul, the orc shaman, who had been plaguing the mountainside with his shenanigans and antics. But normally when we get into this kind of thing, to warm everybody up, we kind of just go around and talk to everyone, ask about their week, their days, their things. So, Professor Saccharum,
That's me.
how have you been? What have you been up to, and what have you been playing?
Oh gosh, how have I been? What have I been up to, and what am I playing? I've been excellent. Life is doing really good. I'm organizing my life for once. So I've got whiteboards that tell me things to do. Yeah.
Damn.
I've marked a calendar out, so that's like really cool. I'm starting to actually think about restarting my my YouTube series, that Pokeology thing that I did
really?
forever ago. Yeah, I'm starting to break that down because I've been having the itch. That's basically both what I've been up to and how I've been doing. But what I've been playing recently, a little bit of everything Pokemon. I'm still playing Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky. I'm almost done with Detective Pikachu. And I just wrapped up my stream for Pokemon Yellow yesterday and caught Mewtwo. So I'm just got a little bit of grinding to do, and then that's it. It's all good.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Glad to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Rel Plays, how have you been? Have you recovered completely from your Europe trip?
Well, I mean, I wasn't really suffering from jet lag. It was mainly my wife that had the problem with it. I just got a full night's sleep the day we got back. I was just fine. What have I been up to? I've been up to my eyeballs in No Man's Sky. The next update has made it like it's changed it from kind of sorta space Minecraft to this is space Minecraft. Because before, you couldn't really play with friends, and it was mainly just, go from system to system, collect resources, build a base if you want, find better ships, gather buy better ships, whatever. Now it's just from system to system. That hasn't changed. And gather resources, and then find the best planet you can, invite 3 of your buddies, and build the best base ever.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been sitting on the edge about like actually getting that game and getting into it and doing stuff with it. I'm there's so much other shit that I need to play.
Yep.
That I'm just like not
Sea of Thieves
doing
needs
it.
an update like that.
Like
Yeah. Well, so
Build
Sea of
your
Thieves
own pirate
always
fort.
had. I would love that. They've always had at least the multiplayer option of it, which was like the whole game was just what you made it with your crew and things like that. And it's been fun doing that, but like it needs some kind of progression. It is currently missing anything like that.
Yeah. No Man's Sky, the progression in that is you can, make money doing various things, look for better ships. Better ships means more inventory slots and better stats, and just gather up materials for your base. I mean, dude, it's $30 on sale now. My review's coming out next week. You already know what I think about it. If you get it, I will play with you every step of the way if I possibly can.
Okay.
That's my
I'll think on it.
The
right now,
$30 is kind of selling me, but yeah, I'm up to my eyeballs in new games right now.
Monster Hunter World comes out on Thursday for PC,
Dude,
and
yep,
we're
I guess I gotta
partying
all my
up.
savings on a new
Playing
PC and Monster Hunter.
Yep. So we're gonna go so in on Monster Hunter.
Great.
Hell yeah.
Oh god.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
You're
It's
so
gonna be great.
excited.
Real great.
It's gonna be real good.
So
Real good.
Rob, instead of besides Drawful, I know you've been hinting at some new things coming this week, and I watched you complete at least most of the completion of Hat in Time. I got to see a lot of that yesterday. So what's up, dude? What's next?
So I had a situation where I don't know, I finished like 2 or 3 different playthroughs at once, and I was like, well, fuck, I need some new games. Luckily, a couple different games are coming out. Monster Hunter World again is on Thursday, and you know I stream on Thursdays, so maybe we're
gonna get a little close together. Yeah, get in on that.
And I keep like hyping this up because I'm super into this series, and I only just played it like for the first time recently. Overcooked 2 is coming out on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And me and LQ Does and Professor Sakura are all fucking getting it on Switch, and we're gonna be chef boys. It's gonna be great. And then I have to get Walking Dead season 3. I have to get Dark Souls. I'm broke as fuck right now, and it's all for you motherfuckers that watch me.
Yeah.
All for you. So when I get evicted from my apartment because I can't pay my rent, it is on you.
Wow, that's harsh.
I'm
I sub,
just kidding.
so
I
I
know,
help
thank you.
provide
Thank
revenue.
Thank you.
I get bits.
I'm a subscriber.
No,
I
I'm
deserve
super
this.
pumped because it's like I've been like feeling it when I'm not streaming. I'm like, oh god, I don't know what I want to play, and I've just pretty much been playing Pokemon and watching Always Sunny. Like that's about all I've been doing when I'm not streaming is like Pokemon Emerald and Always Sunny. Like that's my life.
Jeez, man.
That's me and watching The Office.
Yeah.
It's hitting it hard, bro.
Yeah, that's life. It's hard. But no, I'm very excited for there to be some like fresh games to check out for sure.
Nice. I think the summer drought is coming to an end.
Totally, and I think
we'll have
the
fall influx of like all the top tier whatever AAA bullshit games.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which should be interesting.
I'm gonna
but
to
we'll
review
see
Monster Hunter World
for PC.
Yeah.
So from what I've heard for people that have like have had early access to it, is that they've placed an embargo on it, not because the game you've already seen the game, you can't spoil the game.
Sure.
It's just because it's so much like graphically better and not limited by the PS4 or whatever that like it's so much better.
Really?
That they embargoed it so people would
because it's
like,
an
so
entirely new
looking forward to
experience. I guess that's interesting.
Yeah, so that's they.
It looked
I was like,
gorgeous
that's
on
so
PS4
weird.
too.
Interesting.
Why would they do that? Yeah, so apparently it's like it runs even smoother, obviously, but like so apparently they did a. Thankfully, the wait should be worth it, and Capcom did a great port. And it should be excellent. I'm super hyped for this shit. So
Totally.
We'll party up. And I know. So Duzin was in the chat. Like you can only party with 4, and there's so many people. Yeah, it's called a clan, and you guys get to party up with everyone that you want to, and get to have fun and party up with anyone. And it's gonna be great. We're basically gonna have a lobby full of like 25 people or whatever the hell, and you just
great.
go do the missions you want to go do.
I want to join.
Dude, I'm gonna fucking pre.
So that's gonna be fun. I think that's good. I think we're good. We're warmed up. We're ready to talk. We're ready to play. Let's get down into DieFall. So
let's do this.
We have the last time on DieFall, and we get our camera fades in on essentially your guys' entrance into the stronghold proper that morning. Where like the black acrid smoke was all over the place. The bodies of all the orcs and the goblins and the various ogres and stuff like that were like on the ground, and all this black smoke was being pulled from their bodies, swirling into like this weird hurricane, and basically having a column of it go off into a side of the stronghold. And this is all as you're leading 200 some odd former prisoners of war out of this dwarven stronghold. So we see that, and we see you guys leading them out. We see the standoff where Jirok and the remaining Val Rule army enters the front entrance of the stronghold and has you guys somewhat semicircle surrounded. Jirok calls out Darien, his like metal armor, half metal faceplate, black smoke coming out of his eyes. Calls out Darien and has a brief parlay where he offers to buy you guys some time to go fight Valrul. And he makes one request of Darien for Darien to attempt to soothe his curse one more time. And then basically he throws his body at his own army and starts wrecking face. The army lets loose. Your band of sort of shabbily armed prisoners make their stand, and you guys make your way over to following the black column of smoke to find Valrul. You find Valrul in the midst of completing the ritual to summon the Chosen of Karis, the aspect of disease, the weird chitinous beetle-like entity, this large creature with that same acid, acrid body underneath all of the armor, a couple of shaman, and then Valrul himself up on a throne. You guys were able to narrowly defeat Valrul and the newborn Chosen of Karis. It got close, and so we get the shot of like the struggle, how Darien is striking at the beast while in the clutches of the newborn Chosen, unable to be pierced by the stinger. Ignis going blind for rounds on end, unable to hit anything.
It was great.
The 20 sticks of dynamite going off in the room, annihilating a bunch of minor mobs. Miera resurrecting Darien multiple times, and then
I was sleepy.
Then the fire-breathing panther
Yeah!
incinerating Valrul as he sits on his throne for the final time.
I love that we did that.
His body burning away
one more.
under the fire blast of the panther, Balmiar. So pretty epic conclusion comes down to that, but we pretty much hard cut right after that, and we're like, man, that's it. That's the end of the show. We got to go. It was such a long fight. We had to cut it short. So what we're gonna do, because we didn't do this last time, we're gonna just take a look at your guys' goals and make sure you're okay with what's going on, and then we're gonna continue essentially right where we left off.
Oh,
So
good.
right now, Ignis, you have find and save your dad. I'm assuming that's staying.
Yeah.
Learn how to make dynamite. I'm assuming that's staying.
Actually, considering what Valrul said, I would say instead of save, just find my father.
Okay, so instead of save, find
just
dad.
Find.
Sure, yeah,
We'll see
okay.
if save can be worked into that later. But now I'm
Yeah,
thinking,
no, that's yeah. You're tempering some expectations.
Father is
Gotcha.
second one was I'm gonna swap out that stupid goal with get
Okay.
revenge. This was the background goal that I've had forever, and I want it
Revenge
back
on
in there. Get revenge against the person who ordered the poisoning.
Okay, so just be aware. Just putting this in here.
Yes.
While like literally right after you did that is not gonna get you a lot of experience.
I don't care. I had that goal forever. I want something for it.
Okay, so I kind of had, there's this thing where, so there's a lot of stuff that revolves around Valrul right now, a lot of your guys' goals. So that's going to kind of all culminate together for all of you. And we're going to do that when you guys are able to long rest next, okay? So we'll leave that goal there. But I think I'll take that goal into account, but right now, that's done. That goal's over. You did it. So, do you want to put something else there?
Miara kind of stole me.
So, like that's
No, Valmir did. Valmir did.
you got your revenge, is the point, right?
Okay. So let's.
As far as you know,
Find my father, incite the revolution. The very next goal Ignis would be get out of the mountain. Get out of the mountain and return to Erdrick. Kind of specifically to save it. I'm not sure how I would word that.
so this is fine. Your goal right now is return to Erdrick.
Yeah, sure.
You can move. You can basically change stuff from there. Okay.
Return to Erdrick, and ensure its safety.
Well, we'll just.
A
I mean,
little vague.
we could. Yeah. I mean, let's just say it's a concrete goal is return to Erdrick. It's get there.
Yeah.
We'll see what state it's in when you arrive. You know.
Yeah. Third one was Incite the Revolution. Did we
So you guys
do that?
You did that. So
Yeah.
you have 125 experience for that.
Yay. Okay.
So it's a small amount because like it wasn't hard. Like when you guys started saying, yeah, I want to incite the revolt or whatever, it's like it was pretty much already done. And we gave a lot of experience for the breakout portion of that and the escaping. So basically it's just the tack on of you actually started the fight. So that's 125.
Let's see. Did that. I guess I can slot in my tertiary goal. Go to Belarus and find the descendant of the Silver Nail tribe.
Okay, sure.
I want to get that spirit out of Darien's head.
I
Since
do
I
too.
put it there.
I do too. Yeah, that's currently there. Okay, so that's your 3. Find Dad. Return to Erdrick. Go to Belarus. And try to find a descendant of the Silver Nail clan. Okay. Miera, you had ensure the children escape. Currently, that's a bunch of question marks, so we can't necessarily say that's happened.
Yep.
Find out what happened to Jirok. You got to see him, but Darien's the one that had a conversation with him.
Yeah.
And I'm not exactly sure what you mean. Find out what happened. It needs to be a little bit more specific than that.
It was with like his like modifications or whatever that he had. Like how did that happen? Like what exactly is this like meant to do?
Sure. Okay. So
But
you want
that was
like,
what that
okay.
was.
Okay. And then convince Jirok to join the group.
Yeah.
Again, Darien was the one that parlayed with him, so that's kind of just sitting on the edge here.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
Okay. Is there anything you want to change?
Yes. I think I'm gonna change convince Jirok to go with us and find out what happened to him.
Okay.
To I want to go well can words. I want to make it to Sparrow's Crossing. And I want to see the sunrise again.
All right. Get the heck out of here.
See the sunrise.
Yeah.
For word, I want to see the sunrise again.
I would have expected that to be Darien's goal. I'll be honest.
He's had that
It
goal for
is.
a long time.
He still has it.
That's
But
been
now
sitting
I'm
there for
also
a while.
dying constantly, and I'm just like, I can't be in here anymore. I'm exhausted.
Sure. Okay, so that's your 3. Darien, protect Ignis. I don't
Considering
know.
I've been blind, and he was
So again, this is really hard to quantify without you actively saying, I do this to protect Ignis. Nothing necessarily happened like that, but I did take into account like this is basically part of that entire encounter with Val Rule. So you guys will be getting something for that on your next long rest. So if you want to change that, go for it, because it's already been included if you guys make it to your next long rest. You also have currently terrified and think you can bit off a little more you can chew and want to get above get above ground. Essentially, your goal is get above ground.
Yeah.
You've been doing that successfully. Arm and lead the prisoners in revolt. You basically did that. That's 125. Same thing that Ignis got.
Cool.
XP is free XP.
So I guess in replacement of the arm and lead the prisoners.
Mhm.
Let's see. Is there something I can do to like essentially my goal is to get as many people above ground and to safety as possible? Is it like can I be like, rescue as many like lead as many of them outside as are alive and basically get like points for each one I got alive?
Sure.
Cool. So something along those lines, like, as best as possible. Like I we led
I can
them
work
in
with
a
that.
revolt, but like,
Sure.
But
you also don't know if like any of them
we
are still
don't know.
alive.
Yeah, we don't know if any
anything
of them
right
are still alive.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking like, okay,
the fight that you were just in maybe lasted like a minute.
Yeah.
Right? But like it was in our game time, it lasted like 4 hours. But like you have no idea what's going on outside of here.
Yeah.
Anything
Yeah.
could have happened in a minute.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So So yeah, sure, you could do that. That's fine.
Cool.
And so you like the other two still?
Yeah, the other two are perfect.
Perfect. Okay. So that's set up goals for right now. We come back in pretty much immediately after Val Rule is incinerated in front of you guys. His ashes blasted against the throne that he sits on. Some things fall, or something falls to the chair, to the throne, and it like essentially at the same time you watch as a very familiar Darien searing holy light that had been inside the newly born chosen is burning outwards, right? It had burned through the husk and is now burning. You watch as this kind of like, it looks kind of like what, you know, when a photocopier like goes across with that bright light. It does that, and it doesn't go backwards, right? It just it finds the smoke where it is and burns it away, and it proceeds out of the room and towards the way that you guys came. You don't know where it's gone, but like it seems to be burning away whatever the hell had happened. But yeah, so you guys kind of recover. Darien, like the husk has let go of you. It's dead, right? The chitinous armor is lying on the ground, not filled with any of whatever was in it. The bodies of some of the villagers, the other prisoners, the zombie of one of the prisoners, various orc shaman are lying about, and you're kind of just in this room as the black fog is burned away. What would you guys like to do?
I'd like to immediately go over to Ignis and make sure he's okay.
I'm just stumbling along, kind of glaring at Miera. He's not going to say it, but he's thinking, "You stole my kill. I was going to kill him, and your panther breathed fire on him. My own fire-breathing panther with blackjack
The second hookers. Yeah, there it is.
Yep. And he's just stumbling his way up to the throne to see what's left of Val Rule. If there's anything left that he can piss on, essentially.
Sure. So Darien, you basically follow Ignis up the steps of the throne, and you know what? Here, I'll put up the. You guys are already on the map, but I'll put up the map for the guys at home to kind of see like what the carnage looked like at the time. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the turn tracker here.
You got hurt
and so
a lot.
you guys will be there. Yeah. So if you feel like moving your tokens, you don't have to, but it is an option for you. And so, chat. This is essentially what the room looks like. Val Rule up on the throne, Darien and Ignis joining each other up there. So that's the deal. So you guys approach the throne. Miera, what are you doing?
I'm regrouping with everybody too.
Okay, so you like approach the stairs and walk up to the dais there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just trying to see what's here. With
Question for the party. Was I the only person who took one of my personal healing potions last time?
Yes.
Okay. All right, then I'm also gonna just take a moment to give everybody a little bit of special Ignis juice.
Okay. So yeah, as you guys walk up the area there, or up the dais, the stairs, he reaches into his satchel and hands out some potions.
Right. Okay. What was it? Was 2d8, right?
I believe so.
Yes, 2d8.
I just realized Darien and Miara were switched on this screen too.
This level. Okay, so let's say
I'll play Darien Heroncrest today.
Let's say this is Darien, since he's closer.
Yeah.
Nice.
Pardon me. Miara.
Thanks, Dad.
Cat.
Hey.
Nice.
I'm sad about this. And one for the cat, even though technically he did steal my kill.
14 max
damn.
roll.
Steals all the health.
Yeah, so you guys like
20
watch
health.
as yeah, it's weird because like Balmiar, it still like the effects of the potion are wearing off. So like little spurts of fire are kind of like coming out of his mouth as he pants a little bit, and like it kind of fades, and then you can give him the potion there.
Wait, how long have we been here already?
Or does it last an hour?
It lasts an hour or until I
Jesus.
expel 3.
Okay, so you did 2.
I did
love it.
2.
Right. So Balmiar still has a bunch of heat in his belly, and you're gonna just pour some healing potion on top of it.
This cat is gonna have the worst indigestion.
Yeah, I'm just gonna come in from the top, just like
These are
pull his head
hairballs.
back, like fire's coming out, but I'm just kind of like, yeah, right along the side.
Yeah, it's sizzling a little bit. Yeah.
Tum.
Yep.
Hold your breath.
So you administer the 3 healing potions. So you guys have that extra health for yourself there. And Ignis, you turn around after doling them out and you approach the throne. So you take a look at the throne and it's charred and blackened. It seems whatever was Valve Rule is gone, but a small silvered ring is in the center of the throne.
Just take that
So you pick up the ring.
and put it in my bag. I'll check
Can
it
I
out later.
Can I recognize any sort of like holy
Oh yeah, that was what I was gonna do first. Check the symbol. on it.
holy symbols at all on it?
On the
What?
ring itself?
I'm
Yeah.
betting it's a ring of Karis.
I mean, so you and Ignis take a look at it. Make an investigation check.
I will
Does
make
anyone
that
Let's see
check.
what it looks like.
I will make that check because I am smart. SMRT smart.
Oh,
Something like that.
Nice.
Yeah, nice investigation. So you're looking at it, and it seems to be just a plain silver ring. Just looking at it. You look a little closer, and on the inside you can see some runic markings. It's in Dwarven. You're not
Of course it
necessarily
is.
sure what it says.
All right. Would I be able to tell if any of the dwarven symbols match any of the religious symbols we've seen so far?
Make a religion check. Darien, if you'd like to help with that too.
yeah, I would.
Know anything about it? Let's see, religion.
I think Darien has proficiency in religion, though.
I have a +4.
No, I do
No?
not.
Okay. Then that's fine. Either of you
Really?
can. So you're looking at the symbols and you're trying the religious iconography on it or anything like that? No. It doesn't. They don't seem to have any religious meaning. But the more that you look at it, the more you get the feeling that it's similar more to the hammer than it is to any religious iconography. The runic markings are similar to arcane rather than religious.
Aegis ring, probably. All right. At this point, I'll put it in the bag of holding.
Sure. Yeah, you put it in the bag of holding.
Then I actually need to write that down. And there's just nothing left of them.
It's a black smear across the
Okay.
back of the. Because if I remember correctly, that flamethrower was nutty.
Yeah, I think it was like a crit
it
roll.
It was one damage off of max.
Oh yeah, it was like
And
23 out of 24 or something.
Yeah.
Yep. So it incinerated him. Yeah, he's no longer there.
Consider
Yeah.
there's not even anything left to piss on.
Could piss on the throne if you feel like it.
Not his throne. It's a dwarven throne.
So what else would you like to do?
I'm gonna just check out the body of. I mean, are the bodies of the 2 orcs just completely incinerated, or is there anything left to check? 'Cause
No,
I also,
no.
I also
I mean,
wanted to kind of inspect the chosen and see if there was any information to be gleaned from that.
Sure. So you want to go check out the carcass of the newborn chosen?
Yeah.
So go ahead and make an investigation on it.
Darien, can you make sure nothing spills on me, please?
Yes.
Just in case. Wow.
18?
Okay.
Yeah, so it looks like whatever remnants of what was inside this, it looked, because when it was together and whole, it looked kind of like a large beetle, but with, it had larger pincers and claws to the ability to grab things. But now that whatever was inhabiting that armor is gone, it's literally just a pile of what looks like just this chitinous, just like large bug armor. It looks like the exoskeleton of some kind of large beetle but like the interior of it seems, it looks like it was inhabited, but it looks clean on the inside. It doesn't look like it had guts of any kind. It just looks like it's fallen apart.
Can I take it with me?
You can certainly try.
I mean, would it actually fit in the bag of holding, or is this like
some of these pieces are very large?
Yeah, I was going to ask, are they bigger than me?
Yeah, okay. For sure. Some of the pieces are very large. Some of them that had been smacked or hacked across or like chipped from Darien's attacks or from the dynamite or anything like that. But some of the chipped pieces of that, sure, yeah, you could probably take, good face-sized chunks or something like that.
Actually, yeah, I'd like to do that just for the future.
Sure, yeah. I mean, if you'd like to.
Crafted into armor, man.
Exactly. Poke in some eye holes, get some nice chitinous.
So you've made that investigation.
Sorry.
So you're gonna try to. So what's your goal here? You want to like pick up some that's like worth making into armor?
Yeah, just like some big chunks.
Okay. So it's heavy. The pieces of this large, whatever this was, beetle enemy thing, this exoskeleton, it's pretty heavy. Every like face-sized chunk you pick up is probably right like around 10 or 12 pounds.
Wow.
It was a large creature. So it's definitely heavy. But you're not looking at it like this, you're not sure because you don't know too much about crafting armor, whether or not it's going to be super useful for that. But yeah, you're more than welcome to put in like however many hundreds of pounds you feel like, I guess.
Pardon me. Sorry, I'm clearing my throat a lot. I'll take a couple 100 pounds of armor.
I don't know. How much does the bag of holding hold?
500.
500?
And
wow.
the heaviest thing I currently have on me, let's see, is 64 pounds worth of raw silver chunks.
Okay.
I have like another 400 plus pounds free.
Oh, because you emptied literally everything else out of that, didn't you?
Yeah.
That was the whole point of
Except for some arrows, like for me.
I'm still all
stuck up.
Yeah, I still got 12 for you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, in this case, I mean, if you're just trying to pick up the free chunks and stuff like that, you probably have like 100 pounds worth.
Okay.
And this takes time, right? So you're doing this, and this takes some time to do.
All right, I'm actually just gonna also help save time and ask Darien to help me out. I can use these materials in the future.
Sure. So while he's doing this, Darien, are you going to help him with this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Miara, what would you like to be doing?
I'm going to look around to see if I can reclaim any of the arrows that I launched during this fight.
Yeah, sure. So however many you shot, you reclaim half?
Yep. I shot 3. So
you get 2 back. It's fine.
Okay.
Danny?
I could use one more.
I have another dozen. You sure you only need one?
My quiver only fits 20, so...
Well, here's your one.
Perfect, thank you.
Yeah, so you reclaim your couple arrows, which takes much less time. So if there's anything else that you'd like to do, if you want to explore the area or any of the other bodies or whatever.
If you could check the bodies while we're collecting my materials.
Yeah, I'll take a look through some of these bodies that are remaining. Yeah, I'll take a look.
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
You got him, investigation. Da-da! 6. Beautiful 6.
So you're finding that the bodies themselves are like, some of them were like taken out by dynamite and just don't really exist anymore. They're just blown apart all over the place. Some of the ones that you did fell, like, okay, you go through them and you go through their pockets. It doesn't seem to be there's much of worth in there, but you are able to find the following. You find 18 copper pieces, another 25 copper pieces, and then 8 gold pieces.
You said 8 gold pieces?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Sounds good.
So that's what you're able to find off the physical bodies.
Okay.
Again, it looks like, I mean, like the orcs had like a couple weapons laying around and stuff like that, but none of it looks like super useful to you.
Mm-hmm.
And and additionally, a lot of the area had been blown up with dynamite, so
Right,
some of those
right.
bodies just don't exist.
Yeah. These sacrificial bodies that are lying around here, these were just cosmetic, or were these actually like here too during the fight?
No, they were there. Those
Okay.
were like one of them was
Yeah.
raised into a zombie while you
Oh,
guys
right,
were
right.
there.
I kind of
Are there
there
any
was a
that
row
are
of them, but
that
they
are
were
still
all-
around to look through?
Hang on, one at a time. Miara, what?
Are there any that are still around to look through, or does my investigation still cover those two?
No, I mean it covers those too. Those were like, I mean, you looked through their pockets. Most of them have been blasted apart by dynamite, so there's not a whole lot to look at.
Okay.
But I mean, most you could tell is like, yeah, they were probably POWs that were in that that campment sometime before we got there.
Okay.
Darien, sorry, you had mentioned something at the exact same time.
No, I was just commenting on there was a row of them, but most of them exploded.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, I blew them up.
So a lot of them are I mean, like the one on the end that you could probably get the far right hand side, you could look at and be like, oh, okay, that's half a body of what looks to be a townsperson. So you can't. It's not really anything useful on them.
I mean, Ignis basically assumed that they were already dead since they were raising zombies from them. So it's like,
I was just wondering if
whatever.
there was
This
like
is-
anything worthwhile in their pockets so that they had or anything.
So they were
or-
prisoners, so they didn't have anything on them.
And it's
they
all
were-
rags that they're wearing too right now.
Pretty much.
Yep,
Yeah.
cool.
So
Yeah.
that's all the individual bodies. Yes.
Yep,
What's a
cool.
few desecrated corpses when you're saving the world?
Yeah. So this whole investigation and you guys putting armor takes about 10 minutes.
Ooh,
So
10
what else
minutes.
would you-
That's a
would
lot
you
of
like to
time.
do?
That is a lot of time. That's enough time for a battle to be finished outside. We should get out there and help them, guys.
Yes, we should. I agree.
We should get out there and help them.
Yeah.
Okay, actually, what Ignis would say is, all right, gather my materials. We need to get out of here.
Let's go now.
Sure. So you don't want to like no more investigation of the area. You just want to head out and see if you can help.
I mean, yeah, I
Ooh.
can come back later if there's something important, but at this point, yeah,
I
there's.
feel like I
there's
should
battle.
take another healing potion that I have.
I'm just gonna
Yes.
hang back behind Darien because I'm just assuming I'm gonna die.
Yeah, my bow's ready to be drawn, and Balmyar's like towards like next to Darien, I think,
I still have
ready to launch
one
fire at
more
anything that's coming our
spell.
way.
Okay.
All right, I still have one more spell.
Yeah,
So,
so,
yeah.
I'll
Mostly good.
lead the party out. Sword and shield drawn. Now that I
Yeah.
have full range of motion.
Yeah, you're no longer in the clutches of some beastie, so that's
No.
kind of nice.
can
Yeah, so
see.
you guys kind of make your way slowly and cautiously up the hall, I guess. Are you guys going to go quickly? Or are you trying to be quiet?
I'd
I'd
say
like to go
quickly.
quickly.
I think we should hustle.
We
Yeah.
need to move.
Okay, so you're going to try to double time it out there. Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys running down the hallway, armor clanking, some of you holding and clutching wounds. So the healing is done some good, but the adrenaline had worn off while you guys were like collecting some things, so you can feel the pain of a lot of your deeper wounds right now. Ignis, you feel a very particular pain in your side. And as you're running, you take a look down. You see a large puncture hole through your leather armor, where it looks like one of the pincers or stingers had really dug in deep there, and it's definitely sore. So you guys kind of make your way back to the main like room, the main antechamber, and you barge in. All of the smoke and stuff is gone, and as you enter the room, there's what lies before you is interesting, to say the least. Lots of corpses. A lot of the corpses that, from the various bodies that were having the life force sucked out of them and being poured into the newborn chosen during the ritual. Those are all still there. You see the bodies of the couple of the former prisoners that had followed with you and then had to stop and fight the goblins and orcs that were chasing you guys down the hallway. You see some of their bodies there. But what is the most exciting portion for you guys to see, most likely, is that a large bulk of the prisoners are alive and well and healthy. Miara, you notice that the group of children that you had spoken to the night before are all alive,
Yes.
if a little worse for wear. And it looks like there's a lot more
I should get that roll.
non-orc creatures around. There's humans, dwarves, some taller, some smaller, and you see a lot of black cloaked, face covered people kind of running around and tending some of the wounded and tending to corpses and things like that.
The fighting
And-
stopped.
Yeah, it seems quiet. There's murmuring and talking and things like that, but it seems that it's died down. And Ignas, you see a very particular someone picking at her nails on top of an ogre body with a long dagger, short, cropped black hair, scarred face, and long black cloak around her shoulders. And the small dwarf looks up and sees you guys exit and walking out into this scene, and she goes, "Oh, right then. I guess you all survived. That's really good. Took you long enough, though. I think Valrule fellow, he is he gone?"
Incinerated.
She looks over to you and goes, "Well, that's interesting, but kind of wanted to inspect the man myself, but I guess that's all right." And you guys now, as you approach, recognize this is Ari Goldhand,
Of course.
leader of the hand,
Mhm.
the ones that set you upon your mission at the very beginning, etc., etc. And she's kind of just sitting on top of an ogre corpse, just picking at her nails and talking to you now.
Yeah.
So
Go
go ahead.
Ignis was just gonna look at Balmiar and say, "I wanted a body as well, but someone had to incinerate him completely."
Coughs up smoke.
Can I look around for Belfris?
Mm-hmm. So you're gonna look around for Maris, Maris
Yes.
Belfus. Yeah. Make a perception check.
Hoo-wee.
It seems crowded. You see some of like the golden armbands and some of the other. You see like a group of some of these hooded and cloaked figures surrounding a certain area, but you can't find him immediately. No.
I'll step forward and I'll just ask Ari Goldhand, have you seen Maris Belfus?
She like flicks something out of her finger and points over with the dagger. Think he's over there somewhere. Seems pretty well, though. You know, his arm's a little hurt still, but we were able to make it here just in time.
Yeah, I'd like to go over and talk to him.
Yeah, so you work your way over, and you push your way past some people that are like around him. He's getting bound around his like rib cage. They've removed his shirt there, and he's getting actual fresh bandages from one of the like face masked, dark cloaked person. It's a little shorter. But yeah, you see Maris there, and he looks all right, and he's like wincing at it tightening, and he looks up, and he nods at you and goes, "Well, I glad to see that you're alive, Lord Darien.
And
Seems
are
you
you, my
fared
friend?
well enough." And he nods and like looks around. He's like, "We did lose some, but looks like Ari's people were able to save us just in time.
Mm.
Lucky that, I guess."
I thank you for your bravery in this. It wasn't easy arming and leading people who have never fought before, but I will make sure word is told of your bravery and your leadership here.
He kind of like gives a half grin and shakes his head. He's like, "My Lord Darien, if anything, this is all due to your work and the work of your friends. We'd still be rotting in cells, or..." And he like looks around at all the like the gray skinned corpses, and he's like, "Or part of something worse."
Yes, well, before too long, we will be away from here and can forget this grim, disgusting place.
He nods and he goes, "I would like to get above ground again."
Speaking of, would Ignis overhear this?
No, he's walked off.
Well,
maybe,
I'll
50
head
or
back
so
over
feet.
to Ignis.
Sure. So like, did you guys wait, or do you want to talk to Ari while he's off? I mean, it's up to you.
Actually, yeah, I wanted to ask her a question. I wanted to
I have one
ask,
too, but you can go
Yeah.
first.
what word from Erdrick? Is the city still safe?
City's well, it's seen better days, I think, but it was a corrupted shithole before. It's twice as worse now. And I can't seem to get any work done there, and you'd think me, in a shithole, I'd be right as rain. But no, Not even my boys can get in and out of that place right now.
Is I'm blanking on her name. I wrote it down. Hida Von Rolls. Is Von Rolls still in charge?
Far as we can tell, yes. I do have a couple little birds inside, but we don't seem to be able to get in and out very easily. Luckily, most of the city is not barred against magic like Hida Von Rolls' tower is. As far as I can tell, she's taken control somewhat. I've heard rumors she's going to rename it.
Uh-huh. So she's closed down the city? Or not, tightened the borders?
Closed down, I think, is the wrong word. It's more... You have a lot of palms to grease if you want to walk in. Every ring in every district is now owned by one of the companies, backed by the lower lords that supported Hida Von Rolls in the takeover.
All right. It's good information. Anything else you can tell me about the city?
She kind of shakes her head. She's like, Honestly, I think you're going to have to see it for yourself. Well, I may actually go with you if you decide to go.
I think I might. Actually,
I need to see the manor house again. Maybe give my father a proper burial.
no, for that matter. Is it even a good idea for me to show my face in the city?
She shrugs and she's like, honestly, I don't think anyone cares anymore. Everyone's just worried about themselves and, well, I mean, again, it's a shithole and no one cares when they're all wallowing in their own shit. Though, I probably should have mentioned this off the bat. House Erdrick is gone. They burned it down some time back. Maybe 7 days ago? About
Sister?
when you guys started descending into the caves.
Sister?
She looks down. She doesn't even make eye contact with you. She goes, We lost her. We don't know where she is.
Ignas' hand is just going to go into the bag of holding, pull out a stick of dynamite, just look at it thoughtfully.
I'll place my hand on his shoulder in comfort.
Okay. Thank you for the information.
She nods and she looks at... We weren't in charge of her care, but I am entirely sorry. No little girl needs to go through any of this.
All right. I think I'll just nod and replace the stick of dynamite. Go off to find Darien.
Yeah, so you see Darien kind of like walking back over if you want to meet up with him there. Miara, you said you had a question for Ari as well.
Yes. What happened to Jirok? Is he still alive?
She like raises her eyebrows a little bit and like leans back on the ogre. She goes, that man was instrumental in us getting in here. A mistake on the battlefield by the Valrul's army's lead general, the monstrosity that was Jirok, was able for us to rout them. Earl Reese is actually probably about a day's hike back, but they were able to finish off the army as it was, and we followed the stragglers here. Luckily, she looks around just in time for you guys making your exit. But she kind of then looks over and gestures. You see like two of the like hooded and cloaked figures like laying a large orc figure down, like, you know, like arranging him, arms crossed as much as possible, and, you know, blades at his side. And you kind of see him over there, and it looks like he is likely dead.
He was a good man. He worked hard.
Yeah, she shrugs, and she's like, he was loyal to his king, which is, I suppose, is what anyone can ask of anyone in that situation, but I wish there was another way that this could have happened.
He'll be remembered for helping free everyone down here.
She looks thoughtfully and looks over. Did he? Well, I didn't know that. I thought we had only had a deal for him to break the army as it was and lead us here, but I'm glad he was able to help in some way.
Well, him helping with you guys getting in down here helped everyone get out. So it will help everyone get out safely. So, in a way, he did help free the prisoners.
She nods and like looks at you like, well, seems you have some kinship with him. Do you have any wishes for the body or effects? Personal belongings? None of us here know him. He's got fine blades. I'd take one, but not one for disrespecting the dead at this point.
Am I in earshot at this point?
Yeah, you're like approaching and you see Ignas
Okay.
kind of like walk away, turned around and like look at you. And you're walking over.
Yes, in fact, he asked me before he died to collect his blades and deliver them to his clan.
Back to Zog then. Well, he's made himself quite established up north. I believe him and Reist had struck a bit of an accord, and we, well, it helped us fight Valrul here. We no longer had to fight towards the north and the south at Erdrick, and over here with Valrul. Everything seems to be at a standstill. Now that we've finished off this place, she kind of hops down off of the ogre, and she like gestures over to Jirok's body. She goes, "Come, we'll collect what you can then." So you guys like walk over to Jirok's body. You see now that the metal arm has been like torn off. It's like not connected anymore. His other arm is, you see like lacerations all across his body, scarred metal, some of it torn through. The faceplate seems to be half missing, and underneath you see this rotted and mangled flesh. And the one good eye is closed, and that's pretty much what you see there. His long black blade is scabbarded in by his side, and the long dagger next to it.
Okay, so I'll take both of those, and I'll ask Ignis if I could put them in the bag of holding.
Yeah,
And then
so
upon approaching Ignis, I kind of get the feeling that he's troubled by something, and I just ask my lord, is everything all right?
Darien, how do you feel about overthrowing a monarchy?
Well, I'd say that after today's events, it's not as unusual or outlandish as I had previously thought. Can we rest first?
Oh, certainly. We will need to rest, and we will need many more.
My lord?
So
Oh, nothing.
yeah,
Nothing.
yeah. So Ari kind of like overhears this and shakes her head a little bit, and she goes, "Well, I think it might be better for us if we exit here and then maybe get some rest again."
Let's see. Jirok had a cloak, right?
Yeah, he was not wearing it when you saw him.
Okay. All right.
Are they taking
it's
the
somewhere.
body up to the surface, or are they leaving it down here?
It's up to you. Looks like they just arranged it here.
What do
I
you
mean, I
guys want to do?
I mean, I could technically fit him in the bag of holding, but
If possible, he should be buried with his blades as well. But that would involve getting his body
Back
up
home.
north.
She looks around. She's like, "Well, we could procure a cart. I think I still have the one I put Ignis in a while back."
That'll do.
art would be handy.
We could probably
She's-
use it.
She like nods. She's like, "Well, we were going to use it to transfer the sick, the elderly, and the injured, but hey,
What's one?
what's one corpse for the ones that are the living?" And she kind of like smiles and like trots off and like gets
Wait,
some
wait,
of
wait,
her-
wait, wait,
her
wait,
metal.
wait, wait, wait.
No, no.
Wait, 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 wait.
No, it's fine.
Where are we transporting
The
this
sick
sick
on
and the
top of
elderly?
the corpse.
Are you asking Ari?
Yes, before she leaves.
Oh, she turns around and she goes, "Oh, we're taking them back to Ori's war camp. It's probably the safest place for anyone at this point that's not inside Erdrick and rich. So, probably a good idea. I have," she's like mental mathing, "roughly 50 men. We could probably get there pretty easily. I mean, what, we have 150-ish here, some fighting capable, others not so much. It'll be slow going, but probably the best chance that we have right now. Some remainder of Earl Reese warriors are about maybe a day back. Once we exit through the front here.
Okay. I think that we might be able to. I think we could spare the card for them, because they're still alive and they need help. We could probably grab and carry the body ourselves.
I have this bag of holding.
She's like, she looks at you, she goes, we have more than one card. I was just giving you some shit. Come on now. You think I came unprepared for any of this? And she just like shakes her head and just walks off, and some of the cloaked figures like come over to her, and she's giving orders out and things like that. And it looks like everyone's getting the ones that are, because like it's been, you know, maybe you've had like 10 to 15 minutes of conversation now, and you're talking about all this stuff, and so the wounded are still being cared for, but the ones that are like ready to move and go, it looks like they're about to start moving people out. So if there's other things that you want to be doing here.
I think I do want to go back to the throne room, and one of the things that I wanted to check was just see if there was any kind of evidence of like, what did Valrul do in order to accomplish this? Like, how did he accomplish this ritual? Is there any kind of like physical evidence left of that?
Sure, yeah. So, is anyone joining Ignis on the way back, or is he just going to go on his own?
No, I will be with him.
Yeah, I'm gonna tend to everybody that's still here.
So you're gonna wait? You're gonna stay?
I'm gonna stay with the big group. Maybe
Sure.
go to the kids, check on them.
Yeah. Okay. So we follow Ignis and Darien back to the throne room first, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And so do you guys like hurry on down there? You just like, you know, you take it pretty casually.
We're just walking.
Okay. Yeah. So you arrive back in the throne room. So you're gonna try to look for physical evidence. Well, so the throne room looks much the same as when you left it.
I would hope so.
Large crater in the ground. Poisonous mushrooms having exploded around. The black fog obviously missing from this equation. The blackened throne, some large chitinous armor and pincers and a stinger lying on the ground. Yeah, that's what you see in this current room. What would you like to look at?
I mean, the first thing I do is point at the mushrooms and just say, "Okay, Darien, just be careful."
What do you take me for?
Sure. All right. Yeah, you're in the throne room.
I'm just saying, I managed to not step on them when I was blind.
Jesus.
Wow.
Hey, Joe, I'd like to change one of my goals.
Yeah.
Kill
yeah.
Ignas Erdrick.
Overthrow the other monarchy.
Anyway.
Sacrifice.
What was I doing? Oh yeah. So I wanted to see if there was any remaining physical evidence of how Valrul managed to accomplish this. If there was any kind of physical evidence left of the magic that he used.
Make an investigation check.
All right. Darren, can you help me look around a little bit?
Absolutely.
Wow, what is with the double rolls today?
Who's blind now, nerd?
So you take a look around. The throne room itself doesn't seem to hold anything in particular that you notice. But you do see behind a wall, behind the throne, there's actually a door.
Huh.
The real Valrul is back there.
Jirok reborn! Shank.
I'm sorry, but your Valrul is in
You've
other
been
palace.
punked.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna just see if is there a doorknob? Some way I can open it? A seam?
Yeah. I mean, it looks like you could attempt to turn the door.
Do I gotta blow it up? I'll blow it
Okay.
up. I can blow it up.
Read my
I can
mind.
blow it up.
If you're gonna blow it up, I'm gonna blow it up. I can blow it up.
Okay, is that
You need me to
from
blow it up? I can blow it up.
is that from a meme that I don't know about?
No.
No.
Okay, good.
No, it's just your
Just
manic,
literally you.
your
Yep.
manic character that you've spun.
Literally you. Yeah, I mean, you try the knob, it's definitely locked.
Okay. Darien, I know you thought you'd never have to do this again, but could you pop a torch and just help me see in this lock here?
Of course.
I'm going to try and
This
pick
room
it.
is pretty well lit, no?
Not behind this wall.
Oh,
This is a wall that is behind the throne where there is not
I
like a
shall
wall sconce or
pop
something.
un
like that.
torcho.
Yeah. Plus, there's not going to be light shining directly into the keyhole.
Yeah.
True.
So go ahead and make a thieves tool
Yep.
roll.
Thank you for that assist.
You got it, brother.
Ooh.
Yeah. You put the tools in, and you hear a satisfying click, and then you feel something sting your hand.
One time I don't search for traps.
So you're gonna take a little bit of damage here. Can you make a
says before he falls unconscious?
Make a Constitution saving throw.
Can you make a Constitution saving throw, please?
One time I don't search for traps. And then
Can you make a Constitution saving
yes,
throw?
You've
yes.
been critically poisoned.
Okay. All right.
Woo!
Sorry, but 20. There you go.
So you take half of that. So 1. You take 1 poison damage, and because you succeeded, you are not poisoned. So this needle hits you, and you're just like, oh, and then you click the door and you open it. It's just like,
motherfucker.
yeah. So you open the door, and you walk inside. Darien's torch behind you, and you walk into an interesting room.
Actually, if he can extinguish the torch and then just go ahead of me, please, because I'm now at 2 HP.
Yes.
I should have asked if Ari had like priests along with her to heal me.
Well, you didn't ask.
Yeah, I didn't.
So
We can still do that later. Just don't die.
So yeah, you walk into the room, and Darien and Ignis, your dark vision allows you to see there's a large table off to the left that looks like it has some kind of manacles on it. There's a large cleared area in the very center, and it seems to be marked or scored with something. There are a couple of chests lying on the other side of the room. Yeah.
Well, for our troubles. And I'm going to start by checking those chests for traps. And actually, Darien,
so
can
you
you
just-
pop another torch to help me?
So you just
Sorry.
walk across the center of the room?
Can we just assume that he didn't extinguish that torch?
Sure.
All right.
Do you want to walk across the room? Just walk across the center? I didn't hear you. What was it?
I do not. After getting trapped, I want to just check and see if there's any telltale signs of trapped floor, kind of like the trapped hallway that we had before.
Okay. Make an investigation check.
This seems trap worthy. Let's say
23.
23.
So it's just gonna be an investigation of the room. Mostly you're looking at the floor, is what you said. The markings on the ground look arcane. It's a circle with various arcane symbols. You notice now some of it drawn in blood. Others, it looks like it had been scored. The rock had been scored with acid, and some drawn with salt, and things like that. The table to the side has large steel manacles and foot manacles attached to it. You see that it has blood stains on it, and there are large implements, sawing implements. You see a hammer. You see hammers. You see like a sawing implement. You see various scrap metals lying across the table as well, and some like metal tubing. And then across the way, you see the two chests. Yeah, they're just plain.
So before I say anything, is the circle of runes taking up like the entire room or just a portion in the center?
Pretty much takes up the entire center of the room. It extends pretty far. But
I guess my question
you'd be
is
able
there
to
a way to
skirt
walk
around it.
Yeah, is there a way to walk
Yeah,
around
you'd be able to
it?
skirt around it if you'd like.
Okay. I guess I would just say to Darien, I guess this is where they modified Val Rule.
Hmm. Oh, you mean Jirok.
Don't. Jirok. Sorry. Names got switched in my head. Happens sometimes. And then I'll just point to the circle on the floor. Don't step in that, on that, and just walk around. Just walk around.
Of course. Have you ever seen technology like that? I've never seen anything like that in my life.
I mean, my specialty is more automation rather than cybernetic enhancements, but I haven't heard of anyone doing any kind of research like this, in fact.
Darien, make an intelligence check for me, please.
Boss.
Both the words automation and cybernetic elude you. Enhancement's a hard one too, but you've heard that enough in the temples of Alis that you think that you've got a handle on what that means.
Yes, I read that book.
Ignis just looks up at Darien like, okay, okay. All right, just don't step in the center.
Yeah, so you skirt the edge, and you want to go take a look at the chests?
Yes.
Okay, make an investigation check for the
boy.
chests.
Yeah. All right, and Darien's helping me with his torch still.
Mm-hmm.
One on the left or one on the right?
I'll try the left first. I mean,
Okay.
I kind of figure we're circling around to the left.
Sure. Yeah, you go past the table, you checked out the table, now you're heading around towards
Just check out
the
the table
chest on the far side. Yep.
And then keep going.
Okay.
All right.
24. It is indeed locked. It does not look to be trapped.
I'll try check the other one first before I do anything
Investigation?
else. Yeah.
Also locked, not trapped.
I'll try unlocking the left one first.
16. You hear a satisfying click and the metal padlock falls away of it, and you're able to undo it.
And I'll unlock the other one before we start opening stuff.
Sure.
Okay. Loving that assist.
Yeah, same thing. Metal padlock falls away, and you're able to unhook it from its perch.
All right. Darien, do you want to do the honors?
Yes, absolutely. And I shall proceed.
I shall proceed. Okay.
Anything that prevents him from getting injured somehow again.
Again, yes.
Yeah, so you flip open the one on the left, and you find a lot of coin and some gemstones inside. So here, I'll go ahead and read it out for everyone, but I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this into the chat so you can just copy and paste it into your thing.
Okay.
Ignis, because I assume it's going to end up in your bag.
Yeah, because otherwise you're going to be overweighted.
God damn.
Yeah. 2,400 copper pieces, 700 silver pieces, 40 gold pieces, a bloodstone worth 50 gold, a citrine stone worth 50 gold, jasper worth 50 gold, a moonstone worth 50 gold, and zircon worth 50 gold.
I'll take that moonstone because I need to get a Nido Queen.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Boo.
Yeah, okay. Wow. Wowie.
Like for real though.
Boo.
But like in real life, I need one of those. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I think we're gonna just skip on back out of the room and head back to.
You didn't open the one on the right. Do you want to open the one on the
Oh,
right?
I thought this was both of them. Okay.
No.
Okay. Darien,
Mhm.
go for it, bro.
So Darien opens it up. Inside you find 1,500 more copper pieces, 1,000 silver pieces, 110 gold pieces.
Doing math.
10 gold, an azurite worth 10 gold, 2 obsidian worth 10 gold, and a turquoise worth 10 gold. You also find a red a vial full of a red potion, and you find 2 like white crystal stones, identical, both of them about human hand palm sized, and they look exactly the same.
And then 2x white crystal stones.
Mhm.
Okay. And that's everything?
That is everything in those 2 chests, yes.
And yeah, Darien, let's get the heck out of here. This place gives me the creeps.
Okay. So I will lead us out.
Yeah. So while you guys are doing that, Miara, you approach the group of children.
Yes.
You and your hurt panther, looking a little bit worse for wear, approach the group of children. And the small like curly headed one that you had seen the night before, the shy one that you had let pet Balmiar originally, kind of points over to you, and all the kids kind of turn around and they see you there, and their eyes light up. They're all very cautious and they're looking at you, but they see you approach.
I'm gonna not run. Sorry, I'm gonna like kind of lightly head over to them and kneel down and just say, "Are you all right? Are you all? Any of you hurt?"
You see like a chorus of like heads nodding and a couple say, "Yeah, we're okay. We're okay."
Good. I was worried. I'm glad nobody was hurt. We're going to make it out of here. Don't worry. We'll be out soon enough.
You hear like one pipe up from there. But where are we going to go?
Well, we're going to be going to the camps, and you see that little one over there. I'm going to point over towards Airy Goldhand.
Mhm.
She's helping us lead everybody over to safety.
You hear a different one go, "Her? Well, she's not as pretty as you. Why aren't you leading us?"
Because I'm not in charge. But hey,
The same one goes, "Well, you should be." And the other ones, all of them kind of like nod their head and stuff like that. And, yeah, she has a really cool cat. She should be in charge.
no. She's much more experienced than I am as a warrior. That's probably for sure. But if we run into any trouble within the next hour, I have a little trick that I'd like to show all of you. If it's getting close and that we haven't seen any trouble, I'll show you. All right?
They all like nod eagerly. Some of them like wide-eyed and stuff like that, excitedly. They like turn to each other and start whispering and stuff.
Now keep that in mind. Stay safe and stay out of trouble. And listen to any of the adult figures around here, all right?
Yeah, they all say yes and like stuff like that.
Okay.
You've raptured their attention essentially.
Sweet.
They like you a lot.
Cool.
Yeah, so about that time, you're talking to the children and stuff like that. Your party members arrive back, and you see them exiting the hallway that you guys had previously.
All right. And as we walk up to Miara, just say, "Well, found out what happened to Jirok.
What happened?
They performed some unnecessary surgeries, implanted a series of mechanical enhancements, cybernetics like I've never seen before."
I wonder where they had the ability to get that. They definitely didn't have the resources down here. It must have been transported from somewhere.
That matter, I wonder if Jirok. Nope. Val Rule was the one who did all this.
Well, I'm
I
wondering personally who they must have. It must have taken a great deal of intelligence for the Sam Breddocks and implantments. I think I hit my head back there.
I'm gonna just kind of look over to Darien and just say, not say, but just with a look of like, what is wrong with you?
I'll just pat his side. Like that's okay.
But then just turn back to Ignis and say, well, I don't think Valrul had the resources on his own. It would take too long for him to be able to. I don't think there was anything down here that would allow him to have any sort of technology. And I look kind of over towards like where Jirok's corpse was, where all the mechanical parts were on him.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that I don't think could be crafted here, possibly. I think there might have been someone else who's pulling the strings, and Valrul was probably just an underling.
As much as I agree with you, I also don't want to agree with you.
We have to be cautious as we proceed forward. and find out where these things could have come from.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I need a drink and a nap.
Agreed.
I'm gonna
Okay.
go find Ari and see if she can't get me a ride on one of those wagons.
Yeah, you approach her and she kind of looks at you quizzically when you say that, and she goes,
You could walk.
Or
"You look capable enough."
Or I will also take many healing potions.
She like shakes her head. She goes, "We didn't bring very many of those. We kind of just thought this was going to be a quick hit and run. Didn't really realize that we were going to be saving a whole lot of ex-prisoners."
Well, I'm sorry. Next time I won't save the ex-prisoners so you can save them.
She kind of shrugs. She goes, "You all did a very good job here, actually. Kind of looks thoughtfully. Ever thought about doing some jobs for me?"
Do you know someone who can make dynamite?
She looks at you and goes, "I have plenty of connections, but you will owe me."
We'll talk later.
She nods and she goes, and as she's walking away and like helping children and like an elderly person up onto a cart, she goes, "Carts are for them. You can walk."
You may be small like a child, but you're more than capable of walking.
All right. I'll walk.
You may be the Viscount / probably the Duke of Erdrick, but you can walk.
Fine. I don't just limp along. I'm freaking holding my side.
Yeah, like leaning on your spear heavily as you move. Yeah.
Hey, do I still have my spear?
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, I guess I do. Yeah.
If Darien and I are still next to each other and like we're far enough away from Ignis, I'm
Sure.
gonna lean over to him and just say, "You know, if he grows out a large gray beard, he'll look like an old man."
Yes, that tends to happen when you grow a large gray beard.
You didn't hear that. You're not over there.
Aw.
They're just watching you limp.
Yeah, we're making fun of you for just hobbling, or I am anyway.
Oh. Yeah, well, while I'm hobbling, just me like freaking Ari. Go.
Yeah, so you guys,
Frickin' Balmiar.
if there's anything else that you'd like to do in this area, now's the time to do it.
Get the hell out of Dodge.
Sure.
That's what I'm
Sure.
thinking.
So, yeah, everyone's kind of like there's like 5 or 6 like relatively, like medium-sized carts or whatever that kind of are being loaded up in the entryway to the Dwarven stronghold. The stronghold itself is definitely large enough to hold all of this. This being the front entrance, it's also like the cave outside of the entrance itself is also large, carved out, and has been this way for a while. This is where trade would have come in and out of the stronghold hundreds of years ago, right? This is also where the main forces of this army of Valrul had made its way in and out over the last couple weeks. So yeah, you guys are you're following in some form or fashion. Where do you want to be? Do you want to be at the head of the line here? Behind everyone? Where are you guys at?
I'll be walking around up front, kind of like helping the what the fuck are they? Golden Eagles. Just lead people out.
Sure, yeah. So most of them are like when you're up there,
Mhm.
they're all like holding still their makeshift weapons, and some of them have that like old hide armor on and stuff like that. But they see you as you approach, and they all nod, like they give nods of respect to you. You hear a couple, "My Lord Darien," and as you approach, you see Maris Belfus kind of like sitting on the laying propped up at the end of one of the carts. And he's like, surrounded by his soldiers and stuff like that as that cart rolls along as you walk up towards them. He gives you a nod, and he's like holding his side. And you see now even the fresh bandages, like he's beginning to bleed through them. It looks like they haven't like stitched him up either sufficiently enough or it ripped open in some way. But he seems to be holding together, but he looks a little pale. Miera, Ignis.
Oh,
I would probably just be hanging by Darien.
Sure. Yeah. So you follow him up there.
Yeah, I'm gonna hang back with the carts and stuff, or wherever they're positioned. Like,
Yeah,
probably
they're
where
kind
Drunk's
of like
body and
all
them
in the
are.
middle. Again, like this cavern itself is very large. It's probably 50 to in some places to 100 feet across in a lot of these areas. So sometimes the carts are even next to each other, and it seems to be like it's basically a lot of people just milling about and walking out of the area. Ari mentioned that she had about 50 men. Up until this point, you've only seen maybe 15. And it still is like you see these black cloaks every once in a while kind of like skirting past, but you don't see them. You don't see 50, that's for sure. But you do see a couple that are like leading the way, Ari walking up at the front, talking to someone in a cart. And yeah, I mean, it's just kind of like a conglomeration of people. And sometimes as it narrows, like they have to go one by one. And yeah, so unless there's like anything in particular that you want to do, this is kind of how you proceed for a bit.
I'll just kind of be cautious and aware of how much time I guess is left since the fire scroll, because I do want to keep my promise to those kids.
Oh, I mean, since the conversation, since you went over to those kids, since you were getting everything together, I mean, you're definitely coming up on time.
Okay.
Like for sure.
I'm just gonna then I'll stand back a little bit. Start the crowd going, but I'll like kind of lead get the kids' attention and just say, "Are you ready to see something great?"
So the ones that you can find, I mean, a lot of them are with their parents now, rather than as like a conglomeration of like with like the other children or something like that. But they see you walk by, and like as you walk like towards the back or something like that, and you're telling them, right? Like I assume you're gonna like
as I'm passing by
and stuff like that. Sure. Yeah, the parents are kind of like, they look at you quizzically, but you've kind of proven your worth in their eyes in some way or another, and you walk to the back of the encampment, and you definitely have some eyes on you.
Yeah. Just to inspire some morale, I guess, and some hope, I guess.
Okay.
I'm going to, because Balmir's by my side, away from everybody, so back towards where we came.
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna have Balmir shoot off his last fire breath.
Okay.
That way.
Let's see if it has the intended effect. Make a performance roll, please.
Oh, brother.
Let's try.
Oh boy. Pardon me.
Yeah, it's a performance between you and Balmir to do this.
Okay. So what does just a regular performance
roll
check?
from you? Yep.
Okay.
We're just gonna roll Balmir's up into that because
Crit
his
fail.
would be
He
worse.
burns every child.
Well, he's facing away, so at most
He
it's
somehow burns every child.
He
farts
farts it
fire.
out. Yes.
Oh no!
All right, hold on.
God. Oh, crit fail. He just explodes.
Oh,
my.
me. Me.
So Balmir, like you order like you order him to breathe the fire, and he's facing backwards, and he breathes out the fire, and panic ensues. So the people that weren't paying attention or didn't know anything like this, some soldiers come running up from behind. What was that? What was that fire?
No worries. Just I was just trying to keep the children entertained, at least a little bit.
They look at you. And go, okay, like you hear like one kid going, "Yeah!" and like the parents like look around and just look at you, and like they kind of shake their heads, and it's just like it didn't seem to have the morale boosting effect that you wanted it to. But now Balmir, as he coughs, that last little black smoke comes out of his mouth, and he is no longer able to breathe fire.
It's okay, bud.
Would I have been able to hear this? Because I figure I'm walking ahead.
I mean, you hear the panic and like people from up front like running backwards to go see what's going on.
Don't judge me.
Would I be able to tell what happened?
Not at this point. I mean, make a perception check. You might be able to figure it out. You're like Miera walked all the way to the, so it's an 8.
Yeah.
No, you have no idea what happened.
All right, then I'll just continue walking. Freaking
Yeah, you see like a couple of like soldiers run by, like blades out, run towards the back.
And nothing happens, so continue on.
Okay, sure.
Tried.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys continue in such a way for quite some time. About an hour passes, and about an hour passes, and those of you at the front, Ignas, Darien, I guess Miera, you probably rejoined them.
Yeah, I'll rejoin everybody afterwards.
Off in the distance, you
It's
see
shame.
a small circle, and it's bright. Darien, you're like you could have had the goggles on or off. There's torches definitely around, like the people have been using torches that Ari's people had brought, or they had made, or they had taken from the orc encampment. So there's definitely torches. But like you see in front of you, actual like white light. It's about, it's a circle, and some ways away as far as you can tell. But you guys are steadily making your way closer to that. So another, 10 minutes passes, and it's clear that this is the cave exit, where the road meets the entrance towards this stronghold, the old, like I guess ancient road at this point. And you exit the cave. The sun is shining. There's a light snowfall, and it is chilly. It's becoming mid-fall-ish up here in the mountains, and it is getting cold. The initial snowfalls are happening, and the sun is out and shining, and you have all exited the underground. As you kind of, you stop, and it's been a while, and everyone that comes out kind of just stops and waits, and just all of the people who had been imprisoned down there for the weeks, and everyone just kind of like breathes their bit of like outside air for the first time in a long time. You can see the mountains like over in the distance from where you're exiting, the side of this mountain here, large pine trees, and you turn around and you see the where the cult had like etched the symbol of Karis up onto the wall, and had painted it in red and things like that. But it's, you see it. We get kind of like the camera view of like this light snowfall like covering the symbol, and then kind of a renewal of sorts as everyone exits the tunnel. You're on a hard packed dirt trail. Everyone seems to be moving single file now with the carts and things like that. Ari is definitely still leading the way, and she's heading you guys down the mountain.
Beautiful.
There were many times I thought I'd never see this again.
Oh, I figured I would. I was just hoping that you two would still be alive.
Uh-huh.
Old Ignas for sure, Erdrick. It's that survivor's guilt. He knows he's gonna live. It's just everyone else dies around him.
I love
I
this
guess
character.
we'll continue. What time of day is it again?
So remember, you've been like underground for a while. Days have not met anything.
Right.
But
yeah.
So you look up, and you guys are trying to figure out what the heck time it is. It's like midday. Like the sun is high in the sky,
nice.
shining through some of these clouds that are like
no
this light
goggles
snowfall.
for me is basically what I was getting at.
Yeah, goggles. You the glasses, the Bono glasses or whatever. You've removed them.
The Labo helmet is
the old.
Yeah.
You got them on the old lady chain around your neck.
Perfect.
Waiting for the next time you need to use them. Yeah. So I mean, you're outside. What would you like to do?
Kiss the ground? No.
No.
I thought about it briefly.
Darien has a mental image of him falling to his knees and kissing the ground.
Yeah,
but
Darien
decides not
says
to.
a silent prayer to Alis, thanking her that, I never thought I'd see this again, and he's just happy to be alive and happy to be fucking out of there.
Mm-hmm. When you say that silent prayer, like in your brain, there's that gruff dwarven voice says something to you, and it seems somber, not angry, but it is definitely something in dwarven, and you don't know exactly what it is, but it seems to be in response.
And I kind of like silently say to it, like, from your world into mine, my mysterious friend.
you feel like a form of contentment with having moved out of the stronghold area. Yeah.
All I wanted. All right. Still.
Onward to murder.
So yeah, so you guys just want to keep with Ari and head back towards towards the the war camp the war camp.
I'm not leaving my escort train.
Sure.
Yeah, I think that's our best bet right
I mean,
now.
you guys travel through the day. Nothing really much changes. If you want to talk to anyone, you're more than welcome to. But otherwise, I mean, everyone just kind of. It seems kind of somber, but there's definitely happiness. The children are like playing in some of the snow and like running alongside the ones that can alongside the train, because the train's like car train's not moving quickly. There's a lot of people. It's very like, if you remember when Rohan had to move to Helm's Deep, and it's just like that long train of just people carrying stuff. These people don't really have a whole lot of stuff, but it's definitely just like a train of people going through these mountain passes. So it takes some time. Night is approaching, and Ari has called a stop, and her people and some of the capable of the company men have started setting up a form of camp, trying to find dry wood within the pines, and are looking to set up camp for the evening. It looks as if some of Ari's people had done some hunting as soon as you guys had left the cave, or they had already been out there. There's a couple of deer that are being skinned, and pieces of the meat being cooked and things like that. It's not necessarily enough to feed everyone, but it is enough for everyone to not starve. Yeah, so there's a couple, Outlander classes or whatever that are able to feed some people, and they go do so. Is there anything that you guys would like to do while camp is being set?
Sure. So yeah, I'm gonna identify the things. Yes.
Oh no, I'm sorry. You said we were down there for about what, like 7 days?
I think it's 12.
12?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
I was going through and like counting it earlier, but I think it's closer to 12.
Gonna just zero out my rations then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I still have 2 left.
I mean, I know like Odeg fed us one time.
Yeah, there was definitely some nights that you guys were fed.
Yeah. But I'm just gonna assume that my rations are zeroed.
Probably at this time, yeah. Like through the whole thing, yes. You guys spent quite a lot of time down there. A lot of the portion of it was definitely traveling to the stronghold too. There was definitely like 3 or 4 days just doing that.
Yep.
And then there was a lot of time in the stronghold as well. So you guys are helping make camp. What is there anything that you would like to do while this is happening?
There were unidentified things that I wanted to identify.
Indeed.
Let's see.
Inspector Erdrick.
So I have this onyx miniature here, and I'm not sure if I ever got a value on it, or if it was like magical or in any way, or what.
It did have a value. I don't remember when I gave that to you.
I think that was in the vault.
Yep. I don't know if I have that written down still somewhere. Hang on. What else would you like to be doing while I look this up so I can think about it?
Gonna be casting Identify on the various stuff that is not yet identified. The white crystal stones, the potion. What was the other thing? Oh, the ring.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think that's it. I'll save the stones
Do you
for
have your
last.
underwear ready?
I think I did have
Underwear is on standby.
Underwear.
Guys, that thing worked. That's now Ignas's religion.
Yeah,
No,
it
it
actually did. It's so stupid.
I hate it.
We've done so many dumb things in there.
Okay,
It's
so
ruining the game.
let's. I mean, while I'm trying to find this thing, because I know I wrote down. Oh, here's the treasure hoard. It's 250 gold pieces.
Wow, it's very nice.
The ebony miniature of Belarus' mountain. Silver inlaid. 250 gold. So, sorry, I'm falling out of frame here. I dropped my pencil. So the rest of the stuff. So what do you want to take a look at first?
The potion.
So you identify the potion. It looks very similar to you. You're pretty practiced at this, but after the culmination of the spell, you find that it is a superior healing potion. And I believe, let me take a look at what superiors are. Oh wow, that jet's really loud. Hang on.
Wow, I can hear that.
Yeah.
Damn.
Wow.
You helped make one of those.
Okay,
all your
that should be
fault.
gone now.
So stare at it longingly, but knowing that I'm going to get to rest soon, so I shouldn't bother. Just okay.
Yeah.
Put it away. Give it to Darien.
Potion of Superior Healing. It is you regain 8d4 plus 8 when you drink it. The potion's red liquid glimmers when agitated.
We need to look on how to replicate those.
I mean, mine do 2d8. You just can't chain them.
Yeah, once a days. Okay.
No free refills.
No free.
Anyway, next one was going to be the, I guess, the white crystal stones.
Okay. So those are called sending stones. Sending stones come in pairs, with each smooth stone carved to match the other, so pairing is easily recognized. When you touch one stone, you can use an action to cast the sending spell from it. The target is the bearer of the other stone. If no creature bears the other stone, you know that fact as soon as you use the stone and don't cast the spell. Once sending is cast, they can't be used again until the next dawn. If one of the stones is destroyed, the other one becomes non-magical. The sending spell, just so you guys know what it does, you send a short message of 25 words or less to a creature with which you are familiar. In this case, the stones just allow you to communicate with whoever holds it. Creature hears the message in its mind, recognizes you as the sender if it knows you, and can answer in a like manner immediately. You can send the message across any distance and even other planes of existence.
It's like a very nice walkie-talkie that I can only use once a day.
Correct. It's
All right.
like you only get to tweet once, but only one person can hear it.
Damn it! How am I supposed to network if I can only tweet once?
I know, right? That's difficult.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
I feel like I should give the one to Miera, since I figured Darien probably wouldn't separate from me. I'll sort that out later. And lastly, the ring.
So this, after you take a look at it and you spend some time, you understand the arcane nature of it. You may not understand the runes being dwarven, but you do understand the arcane nature of the ring. It is a ring of spell storing.
Damn.
The ring stores spells cast into it, holding them until the attuned wearer uses them. Can store up to 5 levels worth of spells at a time.
Enchanted
So-
underwear plus ring.
While wearing the ring, you can cast any spell stored in it. The spell uses the slot level, the spell save DC, the spell attack bonus, and the casting ability of the original caster, but is otherwise treated as if you cast the spell. Spell cast from the ring is no longer stored, it's freeing up space. Upon the inspection of it, you realize that it's empty.
Oh my
Damn.
god. So I could just cast all of my spells into this thing. If I hadn't used them the previous day, I could cast all of my spells into this thing.
Up
Rest.
to 5 levels
Up to
worth.
5 levels worth. Get my spells back.
And have
And
essentially
still-
double that.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
Spell storing ring
amazing.
is super good. Yeah, so you have that now.
Take that
There
for cure wounds.
would the identity. Well, that's going to be one of the
No.
spells on it.
Yeah.
It does require attunement, by the way, just as a heads up.
I'm an artificer. I can attune everything.
Letting you know.
Yeah. No, I figured I'd have to attune it. What was the question I had? Crap. Something about the ring. Oh yeah. Would the identify spell also detect if there was any kind of curse on something or what?
Not in particular.
Any way I could find out if there was a curse on it?
Let's see. I'm gonna look at. Can you go ahead and post identify in the chat just so I can read the wording on it, just to make sure?
Okay. For God's sake, where is it? Okay. Oh, for God's sake. Okay, there we go. Okay, here we go. And there you go.
Learn its properties and how to use them, whether it requires attunement, how many charges, if any. Learn whether spells are affecting them. You learn whether any spells are affecting the item and what they are.
Ah.
The item was created by a spell. You learn which spell created it. Yeah, so you would be able to tell if it was spell cursed.
Okay.
And upon identification, you don't notice any.
Okay. Touch a creature throughout the casting. Oh, that's interesting. I can use identify on a person.
Yes.
Oh, so if someone claims to have a curse, I can touch them and find out what it is.
Well, it says object, not creature, but
Does it?
Yeah.
It says creature.
you
Second
choose
paragraph.
one object.
If you instead touch a creature throughout the casting.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I just read the first one then. You learn what spells, if any, are currently affecting it. Yes.
That's cool. Okay, I'm gonna put that sucker on.
Sure. Yeah. So you take some extra time with it before resting to attune to the ring.
Yeah, and tomorrow I get.
Takes about an hour to attune.
Yeah, and tomorrow I'm gonna fill it with spells.
Excellent.
I should just fill them with spells anyway, but yeah, why not?
Okay. Miara, Darien, what else would you like to do? This is basically Ignis does this for like the rest of the night.
Darien, do you have
Okay.
anything?
No, I'm ready to rest.
Before you do so,
Mhm.
I want to pull Darien aside for a little bit.
Sure.
Just have a talk with him. So, we made it out there alive,
Hmm.
didn't we?
Yes, well, I'm sorry if I'm not as chipper as I usually am, but I'm very, very tired. And if I'm being completely honest, thankful that we're even alive.
I agree, and I understand. I'm very tired as well. I just wanted to say thank you back there for all the times that you helped me out, and Balmiar too. I don't know what would have happened if when we first went in we had lost you. Remember those spiders when we first walked in? We probably wouldn't have made it back alive. So, really, I'm impressed. Very different from when we fought that ogre over with the farm folk.
Well, I've had years of training, so you fight well as well.
Darien can't take a compliment, Heroncrest. Oh man.
He's not the brightest.
Thank you.
He's a
I
good boy.
appreciate that.
Darien, not the brightest Heroncrest.
I look forward to seeing what else happens along our journey together.
As do I.
And I'll just go return back over to my camp.
Yeah, so you guys are like getting ready to rest and things like that.
Mhm.
Ari has assured you, Darien and Morris, those that are in the technical military command in this region, that our people are going to take care of it. Don't worry about the watches. Some of Morris's men have volunteered anyways, just for extra safety. So they will do that. So you guys will be able to take a long rest. So upon falling asleep and completing your long rest, you all sleep peacefully and soundly. Ignis, you find it really difficult initially to fall asleep, but your exhaustion eventually takes you. The pain in your side, after removing your armor and taking a look at it, you see a deep puncture, and the skin around this punctured wound is blackened and necrotic, and it seems to just be pulsating.
I do have one spare spell slot. Can I cast a Cure Wounds on it?
Go for it.
Why did I do that? There we go.
Okay, you recover 9 healing points.
I'm guessing, does it change the wound any?
The wound still seems to be open. The blackened flesh is still... Wow, they're just flying everywhere today.
Is there an air show or something?
Okay, he's gone. Yeah, no, the flesh is still black. The puncture wound's still open.
Ooh. Just looking down at it. This looks serious. Oh.
Okay. But yeah, eventually you do find sleep after examining it, and exhaustion just takes you. So, with that, everyone, resulting in the total experience gained for killing Val Rule, that battle, and those goals associated with it, you will all receive 1,433 experience.
1,433?
So close.
1,000.
What does that put you at, Darien?
Did you say 1,433?
Okay.
Yes.
Almost 6,000.
Nice.
6,000 the level limit?
No, it's
6,500.
I'm at 6,054.
Okay. I mean,
Real
after
close.
goals, we got goals.
Yeah, we got goals. I'll probably be like 200 shy.
So, as of right now, guys, while you guys are going to do this and we've doled out the experience, we're going to take a quick break so I can grab some fluids and hit the restroom and stuff like that, and we will be right back. Give us a couple minutes. Hi, and welcome back. Sorry I had to cut off the song right in the middle of the riff. Whoops. It's okay. Welcome back to DieFall The Aspects, where we had recently left off. Our heroes had gained 1,433 experience and had finally been able to rest. Out in the mountainside under some pine trees, the light snow having not let up. Wow, okay. So you guys are able to rest. The morning comes, and you're roused. Ari is again helping everyone get together and figure out the state of everyone. It looks like no one was lost in the night. No one died. Some of the ones that are injured definitely need some medical attention quickly, more so than what can be provided here with just Ari. So speed and haste is of the essence in this case. So, as you wake up, Ignas, I'm going to need a Constitution saving throw from you, please.
Oh, jeez.
Come on, Rick.
A 4.
Actually, that's a nat 1.
Ah, you crit failed it. Okay.
Crit failed it.
Good.
Well, I'm dead now.
Even better. Okay, sure. So, okay.
Jesus. Well, it's nice knowing you guys.
Ignas, you wake up and you're not feeling okay. You feel a little like you feel better, but like you feel sick. You feel like something's wrong, like on the inside. Okay. You're gonna take, because that was a crit fail, right?
Yeah.
Yikes.
So
Wow.
Ignas, your maximum health is lowered by 11.
Oh, fuck my life.
Oh, Jesus.
Is that permanent?
Dude,
Darien, I don't feel so good.
No.
He was sitting on that all through the stupid prep stream, that asshole.
No.
Oh. Oh, God help me. All right.
I feel
So
sick.
Ignis, you wake up and you keel over and you vomit. And there's this black viscous fluid exits you and just hits the ground. Your side is burning.
I immediately run over to him. If I notice, am I awake?
I mean,
at the same
I
time?
assume you guys like have camped near each other like
Yeah.
you normally do,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know, like everyone's waking up, Ari's getting everyone together, and you guys notice that like Ignis wakes up and like his eyes are like glazed a little bit, and then he just keels over, holding his side, and just throws up this black liquid.
Aelis says, "Mercy, my lord, are you all right? What happened?"
Darien, I feel kind of bad.
I let him die for memeing. No.
Ignis dies a Mimi death.
No. Were you?
I think I was hit by the chosen.
Where? Show me.
Here. This-
Okay, and I would like to expend, 5 points from my healing pool to attempt to cure Ignis of whatever disease or neutralize a poison affecting him.
So you place a hand on him as he's keeled over, like on his back. The silver light of Aelis's healing ability suffuses him. Ignis, you feel brief relief, but that burning in your side is not going away.
Oh, that
You feel slightly better than what you did when you
helped.
threw up a bunch of black liquid, but
Oh.
your side is still hurts.
I also kind of want to know if that hit point loss is permanent.
I mean, probably for the time being.
You don't know.
Well,
You
yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
We're gonna have to get that checked out.
Yep. I just try and stumble to my feet. I need a doctor. A better
Yes.
doctor than me.
Yep. So you're clutching your side. I just put on your armor anyways and get ready to go.
Actually, you know what? One of the things I wanted to do is ask Ari if she knows anyone who can deal with this.
So you want to find Ari? Sure. I mean, yeah, she's easy enough to find. You can call her, or even Darien can like bring her over to you or Miara or something like that.
Oh, please,
I'm
please
not leaving
bring
his
her to me. Just
Yeah.
someone, please bring her to me. I don't want to walk right now.
Miara, can you?
I'm on it, and I'll go grab Ari.
Sure. Yeah.
Can I inspect the wound to see if I can tell what kind of infliction this is, or did I already do that?
Yeah. So you pull off your shirt, right? So you can get a closer look at what's affecting you here. Darien, you watch Ignis struggle to remove his tunic. Yeah. Make an investigation check.
I will help him. Well, not investigate, but I mean, like, remove his. Like, I'm
So
gonna try and take care of him as best I can.
Sure. So a 17. Ignis, if you don't mind, like turning off advantage
Sorry.
for every single roll.
Sorry, I forgot.
So it's a 17. So you take a closer look at it and you tighten the skin around it, trying to see. Darien, when you see him take the shirt off, you see a puncture wound. It's just a hole. It looks like there's just it's missing, and black necrotizing flesh around it. Ignis, looking at it now, it's doubled in size from what you saw yesterday. So it is encompassing pretty much from the base of your hip down to your rib cage, encircling you in a circle pattern around this puncture wound that's right below your lowest rib.
Ooh.
So you kind of inspect it and you take a look at it, and you can see like the veins underneath the skin that you normally can't see are like purple and like gross, and you can see them as they like push towards the surface. You look inside the puncture wound as best as you can, Darien, even if you like get down there and take a look inside, and it's just gross blackness. You see like a black liquid kind of like expelling out of the hole.
Mm.
Oh, I'm a guess this is Karis's work. Oh. What do I have? No, wait, I had a symbol of Karis. That's right. Damn it. Why didn't I pick up a different holy symbol?
I mean, I have a holy symbol of Aeolus, but I don't think it's.
It didn't exactly work.
Well,
At least it
it's
didn't
not like
cure it.
it's not like enchanted. Oh, I guess is that an enchantment? I don't know.
The symbol?
Yeah, no, I'm saying it's not. It's not like I'm trying to think of something religiously like that's real. Is enchantment the right word for that?
I would maybe.
I guess I don't know what
divine.
you're referring to.
Like,
I
so
don't
if something
think so.
has the power of a god in it, is enchantment is not the right
I would say divine more so.
divine. Yeah,
Divine properties.
Yes, there we go.
The symbol that you hold is
It's just a symbol. It doesn't have any.
it helps you channel your abilities. It
Okay.
doesn't have any.
It's kind of like it's like a spell focus almost.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's
Okay.
a spell focus. So it doesn't have any properties on its own. It's literally just a piece of metal.
Got it. Whack.
Yeah,
What
I kinda
point? What
figured.
point is lay on hands if it usually cures diseases? But goddamn it, every disease I've come in contact with, it doesn't fucking cure it.
You possibly dealing with something more powerful than you
This
are.
is whack.
I
I
possibly
hate it.
possibly dealing with.
You're
something more
not an
powerful than you are.
aspect yet, young Darien Heroncrest.
God, aspect Darien.
So yeah, Miara, you
Patron
bring
saint of
over
mushrooms.
Ari. Ari approaches and she looks down and she looks at you guys like examining this hole and she goes, "Ooh, that's the right problem, isn't it? Well, how can I help you?"
Do you
Do
know
we-
anyone? Sorry.
Do we have healers?
Not here, unless, well, you're a paladin, aren't you, Darien? That's close enough to a priest, right?
Hmm.
Can you not help him?
I tried, but we're dealing with something much stronger than I.
Any doctors around? Possibly.
She kind of like turns a circle. And, did you hide one in one of your pockets? No, not currently. We have to make it to the war camp if you need any sort of medical assistance. She like gestures over to one of the carts. There's plenty of people dying here.
Well, how far then are we from this camp?
Half a day, maybe, if we go quickly.
Well, then let's go quickly.
We'll proceed.
She nods and she's like, "All right, let's go." And she looks over at Ignis and goes, "Maybe today you can ride in the cart." And she like gestures over to one of them.
I see you figured out a way how to sneak in there.
Just look
Yep.
up her. And just,
So Ignis, like
Thanks.
you go board one of the carts or whatever.
Surrounded with
Yeah.
children, all picking.
Yeah. So you get on the back of one of the like limber over. Maybe Darien helps you up onto the back. You are approached by a hooded figure masked, and one of the like the dark black cloaks of the hand. The figure pulls down the mask and you see the full face, and it's an elven woman. And she looks towards you and goes, "My Lord Viscount, I was told that you could use some form of tending."
yes, please. Oh.
She
Just
nods and like
roll over
pulls
and show her the thing.
out from she pulls out from underneath her cloak some clean bandages, and she begins wrapping your side and your wound, applying pressure and like a compress. She takes some various herbs and things like that and mashes them together and like places a compress on the open seeping wound and wraps it together. She says something under her breath in Elvish. For those of you that do understand Elvish, it's a short prayer to heck. What was the aspect's name? To Altus, and it doesn't necessarily do anything, but it's a short prayer of healing that, like, wishing for healing and for your family members and your friends and things like that. And she says in Elvish, she wraps it tightly and she ties it off and she goes, "I'll be back, maybe around midday to reapply the compress. Rest well, my lord." And she like pulls up the mask again and turns to go away.
I do want to ask her before she goes. Have you ever seen anything like this?
She shakes her head and she's, no, I've seen something similar. It looks like a sting, the entry point. Like a large bug-like stinger entered your body and then just left the hole.
More of a beetle. Yeah,
Beetle.
very large beetle. Had a stinger.
Huh.
Full of acid.
Oh, well, that would explain some of the necrotization, but you say it spread last night?
It was not this big last night, no.
It shouldn't be spreading like this unless you're having an allergic reaction. Are you allergic to any form of bee or insect of any kind?
Am I? I don't think that was part of my character.
Are you? You tell me.
I don't think so.
Then you don't know.
You know
Then
what?
you answer you don't think so?
You
and
know
she
what?
goes,
He's going to be allergic to the same thing I am, which is penicillin.
that's, wow, okay. She cocks
Two
ahead.
allergies.
Right.
Don't worry about it.
So it shouldn't be spreading like this, and that's about all I know. But we'll get you to the wall camp and seen to a proper priest. I'm no healer. I just know a bit of
Play one on TV.
combat bandaging. And she kind of looks around. She says, I need to go change the bandages of some of the others. Let me know if you need me. And she walks away.
Not dying or anything. It's not actually going to... Oh, I'll spend the day moaning in pain.
Moan, moan. Darien! Tell my wife I love her. Oh, they're not married.
My lord, yeah.
There we go.
McSwiggins, hold the gates of heaven open for me.
Wait, what do you mean I can't come in?
Pour a pint for me.
I blew
No
up too many
dynamite
people.
allowed. What
Okay.
the hell is this?
That's not heaven. It must be hell.
Yeah, so the day proceeds onwards. Today is more overcast than the day before. The sun is not as shining. The clouds above are definitely gray. The light snowfall has stopped for the time being, but it is just overcast. The light dusting on the ground as you trod through is, it moved away by all the carts and things. Some of the snow has piled up on the pines, but it has stopped for the time being. It is still chilly. A lot of the former prisoners, the people of Erdrick and some of the company men, they are not dressed for this type of weather, and it's cold. It's not freezing, but it is cold. So a lot of them are huddling together or walking together or sharing cloaks of some kind to try to keep warm. Is there anything that you guys would like to do?
Curse any of the gods who happen to be listening for my pain and suffering.
Do you want
Curse
to? You have a
them.
list if you'd like to. If you'd like to list them out.
Oh,
If you want to
Fuck
blame
you,
all of
fuck you,
them.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Especially you.
and fuck you.
Yeah, and you totally never interacted with any of these things at all, and totally don't know that they're like absolutely real in this world. And they're definitely not vengeful in any way, shape, or form against those who blaspheme. It's fine. Go for it.
I
Oh,
have to
no,
sacrifice Ignis to the aspects I will.
I think oh God. Oh, I don't think they'd want me. I think instead of actually praying, Ignis would be more thinking about like anticipating that if he dies, what kind of measures can he put in place to ensure that his goals are at least striven toward, and if he doesn't die, what kind of planning out his move against Hedavon rolls and like taking back Erdrick.
So are you you're writing stuff down? Or are you just thinking about it?
I was thinking about it.
Are you talking to Darien about it? Or are you just thinking about
I'm a smarty gnome. I can just remember this stuff. But I think
Sure.
if Darien was walking by, I think some of this would be leaking out. Like, Darien,
Yeah.
Are you there? God.
Yeah.
Sorry, there was a dwarf
I'm
in my
waiting
ear.
for I'm waiting for you to follow that up.
I was waiting for an acknowledgement that you were listening.
He's like a moaning sick child. You just look at him. You're like,
Yes, my lord.
Darien, can I have some chocolate pudding? It's 4 in the morning.
I know.
Did I ever tell you about Hida Von Rolls?
Yes, my lord, I've met her.
Oh no, not having met her, who she really is.
No.
She is an ambitious woman to a fault. She always wanted to rule Erdrick. I think she arranged to have my family's house attacked and my father forced into exile. I think she used Valrul and his attack on the city to seize power. I
My
want to take that.
my lord, is this the disease talking?
Oh no, I've been thinking about this for quite some time. This disease is just making my future seem much shorter than I thought it would be.
Let's not talk like that yet. We're about half a day from the camp.
Just in case, because I think we both know we've seen a lot and done a lot, and several of those things have almost killed us, and this seems like one of those things that might kill me. So I just want you to know, if I do die, find my father, whether he's alive or not.
Yes, my lord.
And find my sister. I'll just go back to sleep.
sure, yeah. So like Ignis passes out due to like pain and exhaustion of dealing with whatever is happening. Yeah. So the day continues on. About midway through the morning, you guys are going. You see ahead of you a group of armed individuals, probably about 20 to 25 of them standing in the roadway. Those of you that are up at the front or not paying attention to Ignis or anything like that, you see Ari like raise a hand and greet them, and she starts talking about them. And you see one step forward and like nod, and they're talking to each other, and they kind of like open up the road to them, and they join the sides of the caravan here, and it looks like there's an extra form of guard. As they come closer, you can see that some of them bear the Golden Eagles armband, as well as the armbands of the loyal houses of Erdrick that were sent, essentially, or were picked up by Earl Reist in the coalition. So like Goldhand's family and some of the other ones. But yeah, they're around you at the time. So you guys continue onwards, and until about midday. About midday rolls around. The still overcast. It's still cold and chilly. But you see the wooden palisades of what looks like now has been built up into more of a fort than just a war camp. It's been 12 days since then, and some modifications have been made, and it looks like Earl Reist has set in for the long haul in this location. All of you recognize this area on the side of like in one of the valleys near the side of a mountain as the camp that you had initially left from. And you all approach within the wagons, some of you walking, and you enter through the wooden palisaded gate and are in the war camp proper. As you enter, you see Ari has like waited at the gate and approaches you, as I assume that you're all standing kind of like near Ignis. And she approaches you and goes, "Well, looks like we made it back here quickly enough. Luckily the snows didn't actually start to fall. We might have had to deal with a little more treacherous road journey, but looks like we've beaten that." She looks down over at Ignis like, who's like, "Are you still asleep or passed out, or what's the deal?"
Let's see, how many hours have passed?
It's been almost half a day.
Yeah, I'd probably be awake and just moaning, awake
Sure.
but eyes closed.
Yeah, so the same elf lady had been by to like re-put a compress on and like rewrap your wound and things like that. So you're just kind of sitting up there and moaning. Miera and Darien, you've been listening to Ignas moan in his sleep and not in his sleep for half a day now. So however you've dealt with that. She walks over and goes, well, at least he's still alive, my Lord Viscount. And she gives you like a smile and a nod. And she goes, come, the rest of the caravan will be taken care of by the quartermaster in the war camp. There are some families here, and they will find places for them amongst the tents. And some of and she looks around and is like, more permanent structures, as you see, like some of these are being, like there's houses being put up made of wood and things like that. So she leads you away. Ignas, you like clamber out of the cart. Does anyone help him or anything? You guys just,
Yeah, I think we help him best we can. I mean, I will.
Okay. So you clamber out. She nods and she walks slowly towards the center of camp. There you see what used to be in the location that the old captain's tent used to be, where Earl Reist has his battle maps and things like that, where he would hold meetings with the various captains, is now built out of wood and still canvas roofed, but it has actual physical walls now. And she kind of leads you inside. When you enter, the room is empty. There's a map still laying out with various wooden pieces of different shapes situated about. And there seems to be a couple of makeshift chairs and stools surrounding the tent. She gestures and she goes, I'll find Earl Reist and bring him here. I do believe he was making rounds of the fort for the guards, but I'll bring him back, and then we can have a discussion. And so she exits the room. You see that she leaves two of her hands, the black cloaks, kind of just leaning up against the wall there, and they kind of nod to you. And you're more than welcome to take a seat or take a look around the tent.
I'm just gonna try and find a place to lie down if I'm not already lying down.
Sure. The dirt is cold, but you're more than able to lie on it.
All right, fine. I'll lie on the dirt. Viscount of Erdrick, lying on the.
Yeah, so you slowly get down, holding your side, and lay down and just yeah. So some time goes by, and there's a knock at the door. That one of the hands opens it, and there's a short whisper, and then he opens the door fully. And you see a man, a human male, walk in, bald, large, beefy white beard. Some scars, you see a scar cut into the beard right about here. And he approaches you. He's wearing these white and red robes. And he kind of approaches and he bows respectfully towards Darien and Ignas and Miera. And he goes, my Lord Darien, I was sent here to attend to Viscount Erdrick. I am Priest John. I also would like to try my hand. Ari came by my tent and said that there was possible need for assistance. Is there anything that I can do? I am a priest of Lothier, and I'm well practiced in healing. He gestures to his it's basically just a plus sign cross that is his spell focus at his chest, and he's wearing these white and red robes.
Just please do what you can, and if there's any way I can assist you, let me know.
He nods. He goes, yes, we shall see. And he gets down. My Lord Viscount, do you mind if I? He kind of pulls at your shirt, and he sees the wrappings, and he pulls out a dagger and slices through the wrappings expertly. It seems he's well practiced at this.
Don't worry, and it's worse than it looks.
He goes, please roll on your side so I can get a better look. You see him pull out these small gold rimmed spectacles and gets a little closer. Elf girl, bring me that torch over there off the sconce.
All right, and I'll bring him the torch.
Yeah, and he's like looking down and focusing, and he's next to you. And not entirely sure what ails you. What caused this? This hole is deep in the tissue, and he like pokes at the tissue around, like like as doctors, like, does this hurt? Does this hurt? And like he's poking at like the area around, and he's essentially just like, does this hurt when I do this? Ignis, it all hurts. It all hurts. The closer he gets to the puncture point, it hurts.
It hurts.
Oddly enough, when he puts his finger inside the puncture point, you don't feel anything.
What? What'd you do? I didn't feel that.
Lose feeling it. It seems the flesh there is well necrotized, and you've lost all nerve endings in that area. This is troubling indeed.
Oh, we were Rob.
I'm sorry, I'm practicing.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, let's just say, I don't know exactly what it was. I think it might have been chosen of one of the aspects. Very
He
large,
looks over to you,
full of acid.
literally just doing this, just like, and he looks up at Darien. Has he been delusional? Chosen of the aspects in this area, and you fighting one and living, I do not believe in the slightest. I have lived many lives, and I don't believe that I would have ever have seen that. And he's looking at you now, Darien.
Delusional is the wrong word. No, that I assure you, his stories are true.
I had dynamite. Oh,
He has dynamite.
We might want to take that away from him, actually.
Yes, please.
I think he has a little bit of a problem with it.
No. At this point, I'm just clutching the bag of holding to my
He's
chest.
like looking around. He's like, that seems to be in that bag. Though the bag's rather small, I don't think he's got very much of that dynamite in there.
It
just
really
fix
make a
my
problem.
wound.
trust.
Yes, my Lord Viscount, I apologize. I find it hard to believe that anyone could fight a full-fledged chosen of any aspect and live.
Yeah.
Do you know if it indeed was a chosen, what aspect it served?
Karis.
Cars.
His eyes widen and he goes, oh, well, that explains this. And he pokes again at the necrotizing flesh, and Ignis, it hurts and burns, and like black liquid like expels out of the wound.
Minus
a little
6
bit.
HP for all the poking and prodding.
Yeah, it's just a lot of pain.
Minus
He
6
goes,
permanent HP.
And he's like, well, I suppose I can try. I'm gonna see if he can actually do this.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Let's see.
Oh boy.
Can anyone assist him or no?
And I figure Darien could, if anybody. Oh God, I was gonna tell him something. You know, even if it wasn't an aspect, it was giant beetle, had a stinger, filled with acid.
Acid is the chosen weapon of those that worship Karis. They scar themselves ritually. And it does seem accurate, though the giant beetle, I'm not so sure. No aspects, and their chosen take many forms.
Yeah, that was the other thing I was gonna say. I don't know if it was the full aspect. We might have interrupted the ritual before it could be fully attuned, is maybe the right word.
This is good. Again, I don't think a fully fledged chosen would have fallen to, well, anyone, really. Luckily for you, you got to it before then. Now, quiet, my lord. My Lord Darien, do you mind assisting me?
Absolutely.
He shows you, he's like, now, as your paladin prayers to Alis, I assume you still have some of your abilities left for today?
Mm-hmm.
Good. I'm going to need you to use all of what you have.
Okay, and so I'll expend the remaining 10 healing points I have.
So you expend them. And those of you that are watching, Ignis, you're kind of like on your side. You can't really see. Those of you that are looking, you watch as the ring of necrotizing flesh around the hole shrinks some. It seems to be pushed back. The you see the silver light of Aelus like kind of like enclose in it and like enclose around it, and it kind of compresses it in. The skin that it is compressed upon all of a sudden becomes darker. But it looks like it has stopped some of the spreading. John nods and yes, I believe this will help. And he grabs his cret, like he grabs the necklace with the symbol and lays a hand down on directly on top of the wound and begins praying. So it's a prayer directly to Lethir for healing of wounds and specifically the removing of curses. So he does this. You see the differing from Darien's healing light. It is almost blood red. The light that exudes from his hand and glows underneath it as he has his hand on the wound. So he's there and he's praying and he does this for a while. Darien, make a religion check for me, please.
Checking.
Okay. It feels like it's taking long. It shouldn't take this long. But it looks like it's extended far past from what you've seen in any of your times in any of the temples of people having any curses removed. And he's sitting there and he's concentrating, and like 10 seconds go by, 15, 30, minute. And he's still like constantly mumbling this prayer. Ignis, can you make a Constitution saving throw for me, please?
Oh boy. Well, maybe I can, maybe I can't. Did you ever think of that?
Will you make a Constitution saving throw for me, please?
There you go.
13. Ignis starts convulsing. His body starts shaking. John looks up, like, as he's not, he doesn't stop his prayer, but he looks up wide-eyed at Darien and then refocuses down. Is there anything you guys would like to do for this?
I don't know if I'll ask the doctors, like, should I hold him? Is there anything I can do?
There's no doctors. There's just John.
Oh yeah,
John is
him.
currently in middle prayer, attempting to remove a curse, and is not responding to you.
I think I'm gonna try to see if I can hold Ignis, make sure that he's okay.
Sure, yeah. So you like hold his head still so he doesn't snap it off when he's like convulsing.
Yeah.
No, make sure I don't swallow my tongue.
Yeah. So effectively, yeah, exactly. Ignis is essentially having a seizure.
Yeah.
Is what it looks like for those of you at home. Black liquid and foam is like coming out of his mouth and dribbling down the side. And John has has focused in on it. His eyes have rolled back into his head. And he's in full concentration. Darien, at this point in time, someone walks in from behind you. A tall, blonde-haired elf man wearing full plate armor, a long sword at his belt, sees what's going on, looks over to you and goes, Darien Heroncrest, what is going on here?
The Viscount is very ill. He was attacked by something in the... Well, we were all attacked by something in the caves, and we're trying to heal him.
He like looks seriously, and he looks over at John and goes, oh, I see. Well, is there anything that we can do? And he looks down at John, and he's like, John's like eyes rolled back at his head, magic still like expelling from his hand. And he's like, I don't know much of the healing magics. Mine is different, but Darien, is there anything that you have left to give?
No.
Okay. And he looks down at Miera and he's, okay, hold him steady. And he's like noticing that like the black is coming. I was like, I cannot lose 2 dukes. This would not be good. And so he's waiting. Another minute passes and Ignis, like, it stops. Like, he stops convulsing and relaxes. And after that next minute passes, John, like, collapses backwards and is on the ground. His eyes still unfocused, glassy-eyed, staring at the canvas ceiling. Ignis, can you make another Constitution saving throw for me, please?
That's the question.
Please.
Can I?
Please.
Oh, my God.
Oh.
Can you succeed one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
can I? Yes.
Ignis,
I'm pretty confident about that.
as John falls back, your eyes open, and as the shaking has stopped, and you cough, and the black liquid comes pouring out, and you're just coughing and expelling this black ichor all over the ground. You're on your hands and knees, and it is coming out and just in amounts that just do not make sense.
He's so small. Where is he keeping it?
It's like in Dracula Dead and Loving It when he's getting the blood out of the vampire lady. If anybody's seen that movie.
It's just
I think I have, and I think Ignis is just gonna say in the midst of throwing up, "Did it impregnate me or something?"
yes. Then a chest burster comes out.
Hello, my baby.
Hello, my
baby.
Hello,
All
baby.
about Brooks
I
today.
love it.
Yep. And so after like it's not super long, it's just a lot, and it's very quickly, and in about like 10 seconds, Ignis, you kind of collapse onto your side. The Constitution save was very good, so you don't pass out from the pain or anything like that, but you have fallen over to the other side now, and you're breathing heavily. John looks to be unconscious. That is, he is lying on his back, and yeah, Earl Reist has, and seeing that Ignis is okay, has gone immediately to John, has called over one of the hands, and has called essentially for another priest, for him to be attended to.
Can we get a priest for this priest for this priest for this priest?
Can we get a priest for the priest? So he does so. One of the hands nods and runs off. And you're laying there, and he's now attending to John. John, eventually, after some seconds, his eyes flutter open, and he's awake and breathing heavily, and you see he's almost ghostly pale. And he attempts to sit up with the help of Earl Reist. Earl Reist is having some trouble like bending, right? He's in full plate armor. He had just been like out at a battle, and he's just like attempting to hold this like priest up. And
Oh my goodness.
John, are you okay? And John's like, well, I've been better. How's my Lord Viscount? How is he? And so he's trying to focus, and Ignis is just like laying on his side.
I'll just wave. Like,
Yeah, he looks good. He lives. He looks up at Earl Reist, and then his eyes drift over to Miera and Darien. It seems they weren't lying, my lord. My high lord. They did indeed tussle with something. Of course. I had to wrench her hand from his heart.
oh, that was my
And
heart.
it almost killed me. And he's just breathing like super heavily. Again, a priest comes in wearing the same robes. A younger man. He seems to like he's like a clean shaven face. He seems to not be wearing the same adornments of the robes. Maybe an acolyte of some sort. And he quickly runs over to John and says, "Oh, John, how may I help? What do I need to?" And he looks at me and says, "Son, you will be okay. Please just fetch me some tea and a chair. I need to rest." And he kind of like he's helped up by the acolyte and Earl Reist to one of the chairs, and he runs off. Earl Reist, as the acolyte runs away, he says, "Bring tea for us all. We have conversations to have." And he starts like undoing and unstrapping his armor as he turns. And he goes, "Ignis lad, do you chair or do you need a cot?"
I'll try and stand.
Do you guys help him? Or not?
I run to his side and hold him
Yeah.
up.
Yeah,
Alright.
so you get him into one of the camp chairs. They kind of like fold and they're portable, but like it is a chair, and you set him down in it. Yeah, so he's there.
Hands around my heart, you say? Kind of felt like it was squeezing the kidneys.
Yeah, John's like looking over and he's looking at you, and he's like, "Well, the necrotization had spread. I couldn't see the full extent of it, and you may bear some of the hurt of this for quite some time, but with some attention and some rest, you should be able to fully recover. I never do like staring into the masked face of Karis. That gaze is one I will not forget. But
Okay.
yes, her pale hand of disease was wrapped around you tightly.
Fun. Oh.
So John's like head bowed, leaning forward, and Reist is like undoing his armor. And Darien and Miera, you're more welcome to stand, sit, whatever, observe the maps or talk to Reist. Some time passes, and the acolyte comes in with a piping hot tea and various porcelain glasses, mismatched as they are for the war camp. Some made of clay, some nice porcelain. He doles them out. You notice that the nicest cup happens to go to John. And he pours this kind of, this warm brown liquid into these glasses, and he offers one to each of you.
I'll grab one for me and one for Ignis.
Sure. Yeah.
I'll take mine as well.
Thanks, buddy.
Earl Reist kind of like nods down as he's like unstrapping one of his pauldrons. He nods down to the table and says, "Put it there, lad. We have things to discuss." Lad, and he's like looking over at Ignis. Well, I should say maybe my Lord Duke, since we don't know where your father is anymore, but how was it? Did you complete the task?
Valrul is dead. Yes.
He looks over at Darien and goes, Lord Darien, does he speak true?
Yes. We slayed this son of a bitch where he sat.
Good, this is good news. I had hoped that we would be able to stop the fighting. Arya told me of the deal she had struck with Jirok. I did not know of this previously, but he held true on it. A fatal mistake made by what would appear to be a veteran general, allowing us to take the upper hand and slaughter half of the army. Then Ari's people followed them back to their hiding hole. Good. Good, Valrul is no more. This lets us focus on the next task at hand. As a side note, DM hand comes down from heaven and gifts each person in the party 1,000 experience for the turning in of the quest of killing Valrul.
Oh,
Level 5! Level 5!
Oh,
This means that Darien and Miera have finally reached level 5. This is our...
You said 1,000?
1,000 experience. This is our turning point for the campaign as a whole, where our first big bad has been dispatched. Our heroes have lived through this one.
We didn't die. We didn't die.
And now,
For now.
if any of the players or any new players or anyone is added to the campaign, they will start at level 5.
Awesome.
They'll start as a real boy.
You are now all real boys. And girls, Miera, and
Oh,
girls.
yeah.
So,
Real people.
So, in that regard, we will discuss level 5 things, either in the interim or in the off chance. It depended on when you guys got back here. We were going to discuss things live for level 5, but as of right now, I'd rather keep the story going. I just wanted to let you know you were all each awarded 1,000 experience for the completion of this as freaking
Heroes of the Realm.
Earl Reist Sertans, because I can always, my mouth is not working today. You have turned in his request, and we're all given the experience for that. So Earl Reist nods appreciatively, and he's removing his breastplate now, and he's like places it on the ground, unbuckles his sword belt, and lays it on the table, and goes, "Good, Good, we can focus elsewhere. I've been able to broker a tentative peace with the orc. I believe I must now actually call him King Zog. He and his men and his clans that he has put together have solidified the north. The spine is different now. It's only been a week and a half. Maybe just a touch over, but the north has changed forever.
Was Val Rule acting on his own accord?
Indeed, it seems that way. We were able to meet, Zog and I, various captains with us, under a truce. Zog had no need of the fighting anymore now that all of the slaves had been freed from Erdrick under Hida von Rolls. Honestly, my lord Ignas, high time that had happened, but he has solidified his portion in the north. He says he's going to build a city there. For him and his kind. We'll see if they fall apart. Many of the Grayskin clans don't last very long altogether. They are a warring tribe and warring kind, but we will keep watch and ensure they don't come further south. But this allows us to focus on Erdrick as a whole. It seems Val Rule was acting of his own accord, and if what John says is true and what you have said, it seems he was acting in support of Karis, a chosen in my lifetime. I have only seen 2 before this, and the destruction in their wake was more than I would ever like to see again. I am glad that you were able to stop this before, and it expanded further. My scouts have said that there are husks of men and orc still around the mountainsides. This may be something that we have to deal with for quite some time. Do you know anything of these? They are empty, black, acrid smoke expelling from them. They don't seem to have any purpose, but they do wander and they attempt to attack and feast on the living flesh of others. Their skin, and he gestures over to Ignas, were black and necrotized.
Servants of Karis, they need to be put down.
Indeed. I had seen some of these during battle, but the fact that they still are functioning with the Chosen dead is disturbing, but we will have to keep an eye out for it. Good. Good. Now, what is next? Erdrick, my lord, is in shambles. The only way that we have in and out of there is the hand, and Ari's little birds, gestures over to the 2 hands at the door, black cloaks and all. Little birds sometimes get news in and out, but it seems the corruption has spread thick, and Von Rolls has solidified her role over the city as a whole. I need to solidify our peace to the north with Zog. If we can broker that truce for a longer period than just Val Rule being alive, maybe we can take back Erdrick. My lord, my lords, Darien, I believe you should know by now, I was able to keep my end of the bargain. Heroncrest has stayed out of the hands of Von Rolls. Lucky for you, it's outside the walls of Erdrick as a whole, and it is much easier to do so. Your people are safe, well guarded by mine and the others of the coalition here. Your family is safe, and they are able to continue their work as they can. But that's about all I've been able to handle at this point, having fought Val Rule for so long. My lords, what is next?
Find or make our way to. Wait a minute. I think it was Belarus.
Yeah.
To Belarus. Assuming
Yeah.
I can't find something to permanently rid myself of this sickness.
John, is sipping on his tea. He seems to be composing himself. He's still, you see his hand shaking a little bit as it's on the cup, and he goes, my lord, You shall recover, but I suggest maybe a day or two here so I can attend to you. And like the acolyte is like over his shoulder, like attentively looking at him and trying to, help him. He's like, John, is that a good idea? That this took a lot out of you? I don't know. And he goes, shut up, boy.
Oh boy.
Our Duke. Maybe. Duke apparent, I think. He looks over at Reese and he goes, you might as well tell the lad. So Reese kind of like sighs and looks over at you, Ignas. And goes, remember me telling you that we had lost contact with your father after your incident on the road?
Yes.
We haven't seen him since you'd left. There's been no hide nor tail of him, or, to be honest, many of the others in the city. Most of them, high lords or lower lords' families, missing, possibly dead. Your sister, too, is gone. She was set up in one of your safe houses, but it seems that it was raided at some point. Maybe some of the company men, our guards slaughtered. She is missing as well. Don't know if she's dead or alive, but at this point in this camp, Erdrick, the true Erdrick, lives here. And that means that you, my lord, are the Duke of Erdrick. Until we either find and confirm your father being alive, this is your city, as it were. And it kind of looks like ashamed about not being able to hold everything together.
And here's what we do.
Man,
Find my sister. Yeah. We find my sister. We take back the city. We get the dwarf ghost out of Darien's head.
John goes, dwarf goes.
It's a
And
long
that's
story.
a long
We'll have to
story.
explain later.
Yeah, well,
And just without even stopping, Ignis
Earl Reese
just
just
continues
goes,
on. And then, and only then, can we restore Erdrick to what it was meant to be. City of free
nods.
trade and personal freedom.
He nods. He goes, well, my lord, where would you like to begin?
What information do we have from the safe house? Do we know which company may have taken my sister?
He shakes his head. They didn't leave very many traces. It's not like the original orc attack. These were practiced hands.
Well, until I find evidence to the contrary, I'm going to operate under the hypothesis of it being the opal daggers. I
Couldn't
suggest,
go wrong there.
Yeah. And I suggest take a rest, recuperate. Been underground for quite some time. Darien, I know you're happy to be out. Recuperate, plan, and then we will get my sister back.
Reese nods and goes, good, good. I need to solidify our peace in the north. I wish I had some piece of information, something, anything I could promise to Zog to ensure that he won't move southwards until we have completed this job.
We had like photographic technology. We could have taken a picture of that chosen, just show him like, hey, we killed this. You want to tangle with us?
He looks at you and goes, you want to threaten the Orc King, the breaker of chains?
Oh, anyway.
We should probably return Jarok's corpse along with his daggers to Zog and the rest of the clansmen up north.
Reese looks over at you, Miera. Jarok's blades. Jarok, as far as I can tell, from what Ari has told me, Jarok was a battle brother of King Zog. helped him when he escaped his slave bonds and helped him bring the clans together. Something like that may prove to be a good peace, a peace offering, a boon. This Jirok, did he tell you what to do with them?
I'll look over to Darien and see if he knows.
Oh man, I'm drawing a blank.
In your last conversation with Jirok, he requested if he should fall, that you take his blades to his wife and son.
There we go. I couldn't remember if it was a brother or if he had a family.
Mhm.
Okay.
He has a family.
A family.
Yeah, family.
picture.
I would, yeah. So I'll relay that he has a wife and son. Do we know if it's at the same, like if it's on the spine with Zog, like at there, or was there a different camp that he was?
So in your previous travels, when he had been talking to you guys, and this is episodes and episodes ago. Like in one of the nights in like the caverns when you're talking, and he had like told you about Zog and his king and his family. His family would be wherever the king is.
Okay.
Because the king had promised to take care of them while Jirok had followed the orders to go essentially infiltrate Valrul's
Got it.
military, cult.
Okay. So yeah, I'll say he wanted me to see that his blades were taken to his wife and son, and that we could find them wherever Zog is. So I suppose that is our next course of action.
We could probably give Jirok a proper burial, a proper funeral, while over there as well.
This would go far into getting us into the good graces of that clan. I like this. And he looks over at Ignas.
Oh.
Ignas, do you think you can bear postponing the finding of your family for this?
You will work toward finding evidence of who took my sister and where she is, and my father, though I know that you're always keeping that in mind. Spare myself one more trip.
He nods. Good. Though I do not like sending the Duke of Erdrick on errands, it will do us a lot of good to show that even our highest ranking are willing to parley with Zog. This will go far. I will ensure that you have an escort, at least somewhat, up through the mountains as far as we can, but some of that country is now theirs, and we are not welcome there.
Oh,
You may have to go it alone after a while, and I must stay here, take a look, and keep watch over the camp. I could probably... I owe her too many favors already. He looks over at Ignis and goes, Ari Goldhand may end up owning Erdrick by the time this is all done. I will ask her for some more favors and see if we can't infiltrate Erdrick deeper, and maybe find your family.
I do want to speak to her as well. She mentioned an exchange of favors.
He nods. She does like dealing in favors and information, and if you have either, she will get it from you. Good. I think that's settled then. I'll bring Ari to you. But I think this... And he, reaches over on the map table and pulls off 2 wooden markers. And just kind of, tosses them up in his hand and then puts them in, a tunic pocket. I believe these are not needed anymore. Well done, and thank you. I will send for some more tea, and he looks over at the acolyte, and I will find you Ari Goldhand. And he exits the tent. And I think this is where we end today's session. So congratulations, you got all of your experience. Everyone is now level 5.
Yeah.
And we have resolved the first big issues of the aspects.
And
yeah,
it
so
only
you got-
took us dying to do it.
It only took 25 episodes. So,
I have a very important question. If I actually rest and get myself tended to, can I have my HP back?
You don't know.
Who's to say?
Damn it.
You don't know.
The world may
Uh,
never know.
Damn it.
So,
What man?
really, let's take a look at goals real quick. I think most of these are kind of taken care of with, completion of the group goals. So the group goal is now gone. You've defeated Valrule and you turned in your quest to Earl Reist. I believe the new goal is now go to Zog and the Orc clan. Is that correct? Deliver the blades.
Deliver Jirok and the blades.
Jirok and the blades.
Delivered. Okay. Oh, that's right. You have him too.
Pretty
We have his
badass
corpse.
band name.
I was
Jirok
gonna
and the
say
blades. Deliver Jirok and the blades and
great 80s band name.
foster a lasting peace.
That is actually
essentially
great.
is what you've been asked to do.
Name.
Okay. Individual goals. Ignis, find your dad. Still haven't found him yet. Revenge on who ordered the poisoning of your dad. You got all of the experience for that, so that's done.
Booyah.
Go to Belarus. Obviously, that's not happened yet. That's pretty far.
And
And return to Erdrick. That's not happened either.
well, that one I'm gonna change to. Let's see. Actually, I'm probably just
also-
gonna change the two of them.
Also, if you don't want to decide on it now, we'll decide on those again next
Yeah.
week, and it'll give you some time to think about it.
I'm probably gonna
As
change it.
of being level 5, I have made the executive decision that combat experience will no longer be applied. You will no longer learn any combat experience for any fights. Everything experience-wise will be earned through goals.
But
The grind hallway.
but Dad.
So
No,
this, I
understand.
hope, creates more meaningful decisions on which combats you do and do not take. This also means that combats are not, because combats that are rated to your level aren't necessarily interesting. When you know that every combat that you walk into is not going to be one that essentially kills you every time or something like that, you know that it should be able to be handled because that's how experience works.
Mhm.
So in this case, this creates a little bit more interest and makes you think more about characters and character building and ensuring that your goals fit what's going on. Okay. Group goals will still apply and you'll still get experience for that kind of thing in general. So that's Ignis. So you'll change those when you want to. Miera, you didn't get it before, but I think I didn't give you the 125 for the children escaping.
Cool.
You get that now.
Gotcha.
You see the sunrise again. I mean, it was like maybe 10 experience worth. You literally
Yeah.
walked out of a hallway. So not necessarily anything super difficult. Darien, protect Ignis. I think you get 75 experience for this. You expended all of your healing pool to attempt to save him.
We.
You got
I
above ground
tried.
as soon as possible. You've been doing this for a long time, but the actual effort being made into doing this was involving killing Valrule first. So I don't want to say it's worth like 1,000, right? It was a difficult thing for you to do because you had to kill Valrule, but you already got all of the experience for doing the Valrule stuff, right? So I think in a similar way, I think because you've had it here for so long, I want to give you like 150 for it because you have had it on the board for so long. But the Valrule, again, so like all of this stuff, all the Valrule experiences, like including you guys getting all of these things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then lead as many former prisoners out as possible. Again, the fight was over. It wasn't difficult. You didn't have to do a whole lot. The more important thing that you guys did today was like try to save Ignis. So I think very similarly to see the sunrise again, lead as many former prisoners out as possible is like a 10 experience thing because it didn't take any real effort.
Yep.
Right, on the path of the characters.
Okay.
So there you go. So think about what other goals you're going to want to have for next session. So we'll do that. And let's do some shout-outs, shall we? Rel, where can the people find you?
Oh boy, well, when I'm not dying of poison and everything. You can find me at youtube.com/relplays. Let's see. I do game reviews. A new review on No Man's Sky. The new next update is coming out this Friday. Also do solo Let's Plays as well as collab videos with a group of guys that I play with that are not also the D&D group. Let's see. You can find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/realplays. I tend to play strategy games or just whatever catches my fancy at the time. And follow me on Twitter at Real Let's Play.
Excellent. Thank you, sir. Rob,
Hello.
where can the people find you?
Oh, they can find me all over the place, don't you know? Before this, some of you came from my stream, so thank you for taking part in the raid. We were playing Jackbox Party Pack. I'm trying to do this like every other week, let's say, kind of as like a community activity, because I've got a lot of people that have a fun time with that. So if you're interested in that and just overall variety streams in general, like for instance, I'm doing Overcooked 2 when that comes out on Tuesday. I'm doing Monster Hunter World when that comes out on Thursday. I'm doing Dark Souls because I hate my life.
We're all doing Monster Hunter.
There's a bunch of I know. There's a bunch of stuff I got coming down the pipeline. You can find me at twitch.tv/bonus_stage_Rob if you like my face and the stupid things that come out of my face. Make sure you follow me there. And on Twitter, if you like to see the stupid words that come out of my brain, at Bonus Stage Rob on Twitter.
Excellent. Thank you, Rob. Mr. Professor.
That's me. Hi. Again, if you want to see more of me, you can always check me out at twitch.tv/prof_saccharum, where I am currently playing through Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky, and I'm also playing through Detective Pikachu. But this one's almost over. I'm actually starting Pokemon Crystal probably either this week or next week. And on my Twitter, I have a poll going on through Straw Poll to select my starter and who I'm going to be starting with for that. So if you guys want to check me out there and contribute in any way, feel free to do so. And
I voted Cyndaquil because fire is cool.
Cyndaquil's my boy, and I'm about to hit up that poll.
There you go. Thank you, Professor.
No problem.
Hi, I'm Runaway Robot. I'm your resident DM here for the show DieFall. Thank you all for joining us here today. Thank you for all the support, the follows, and again, Q, thanks for gifting Nolan to sub. Appreciate it. You can find me here doing stuff here. We do DieFall once a week. I do DM prep streams. We occasionally do one-shots. I also variety stream stuff. We've been working through Neo, and I've been getting back into Sea of Thieves. Also, Thursday this week, we're all getting into Monster Hunter World again for the PC release, and I'm super stoked about it. I can't wait to kick some ass for you guys. Feel free to come in. We're going to start a clan, and we're going to fight some monsters. It's going to be a great time. So thank you again. Be sure to follow all of these very nice people that have been on your screen for the last 3 hours. They're really good peeps. And thank you again for joining us here, and it looks like we've lost Rel. So,
Need a stretch.
So until
he disguised himself as a chair using his underpants.
And that new ring that he's got.
True.
So until next time. Later, guys.
Bye.
Bye.